Bashers Friday nights. What's up, kitty poos? How are you all feeling on this Friday? Let's just get right into the chats and see who's around. Oh, Andrew, man, I don't know what happened. You're not. Look at Dave, Fahrenheit 451, upvoted number one, Mr. Anderson. Now I know what all of that means. Better late than never, as they say. Dave got in there first. Very nice. Easy E will miss. Have to go to work. Replay Central late tonight. Hope Dirkowitz and Ushberg go 4 to 6 hours. You never know. I got not one, but 2 bottles of Margot. But I said, I want something with the lowest alcohol content possible. And, I don't start until at least an hour in the show. And I wait till Lachine gets in and blah, 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 blah. But this is very nice. This is the Confit de Purée Lachine. Lachine, like Lachine. Andrew Wolkowicz says, Deja Vu. Oh, that scene was good. She's like, oh, there's usually a glitch in the Matrix. A glitch in the program. Blue or red, Mr. Kennedy. Now I see the analogy of why the QAnon folks think what they think. It's everyone's choice to upvote and subscribe. It is your choice to upvote and subscribe, and we hope that you would do so because we love coming to you every day, or at least I do. Dirk weekdays. Oisin loves to do Who Needs a Drink and all his beautiful content that he does on the Oisin O'Malley channel, and on iBashers on Friday nights, where we just kind of let loose and let you guide us the way of the world. So now we know exactly what's happening. Neil Francis says that Sam Rubin died. Oh, Sam Rubin, isn't he the KTLA guy? Oh, he's young. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know that. I don't know you, Neil Francis, but hello. Night Watchman is here. Upvoted number 2. Yay, look at that. Classy looking oyster, man. Is that yours? That's quite beautiful. The Archer is here. Bullet Time. That was a new era of special effects. Upvoted. Bullet Time. Is that a film that I don't know about? Or the bullets in the Matrix? I guess we'll probably get into that whole thing when he shows up because, he was very, what is the word I'm looking for? He was very surprised. I've never seen the Terminator also. And the reason I've never seen the Terminator, my dearies, is because Arnold Schwarzenegger movies just don't do it for me. I just like that kind of thing is just not my thing. I don't know. It's just, I've seen True Lies. What else has he been in that was big? I mean, I know he did Twins. I didn't see that. I think I've seen the Terminator 2 50 times, but walking in and out of rooms because I used to share a house with my friend and he had kids and the kids were always watching blah, blah, blah. And the Marlboro Man, I don't forget what it was called. And also the Terminator 2. So I've seen that a bunch of times. But I haven't sat down and watched it, which I probably should. Dean's here. Hey, Dirk. Hey, Dean. Looking great. Carolyn Martin, the girl with the wrench. Evening, all my Basher friends. Evening to you, my dearest. Great to see you. Tartini 20's here. Yes, hi. Hey. Oh, it's Julie, my niece. That was a glitch in the Matrix. Did you see that? I have those, my new lighting setup, and every once in a while, and I change the bulb, and every once in a while, it just kind of flickers out. I guess there's a glitch in the Matrix. Got to be very careful. My sister's here, Carrie Kennedy. My whole family's in the house. Look out! Look out! Look out! That's a big code word for people who do metal. Look out! Dean, double streaming because you're a bitch. You are a bitch. Actually, you might be triple streaming because I heard that Timmy's doing a Rebel stream tonight. I don't know. What can you do? Vasilios P, our Greek friend. Good evening, Dirk and all. Good evening to you, Vasilios. Melly C. Melly C, how are the kids, Mork and Mindy? Dana O'Malley. Oh my God. She hasn't been on the show since she's been on the show. It's so great to see you, my dearest. I miss you. She was going to come to town, but it's funny. Paul's cousin came to town, and I took her to where Dana and I always go. And actually, Dana, we sat outside because for the first time ever, it was hot out. It was like 90 degrees out. That was that really hot day. We sat outside, down that little corridor. It was pretty cool. Peter Campbell is here. Evening all evening to you, Peter. Carolyn Martin, the girl with the wrench, her favorite stream. And I just realized, don't let me frick it up. I forgot to give you cowbell because you want more cowbell. Sorry about that, Andrew. Are you in the house, Andrew, or are you still at work? Carolyn Martin with the $20 stream. But look at that beautiful Ridgeback baby. Beautiful for $20. You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get the really scary Gong woman, because this is where she and her Shah women probably have all the subjugated men in the basement. I just realized my chair was crooked. Posture. Very important to have good. Scotty H, Lord H. We miss you in the chats. He's a Patreon and a patriot and a wonderful guy. I'm always here listening. I'm always getting ready for and driving to work. Oh, God, give yourself a break, Lord H. You deserve it. Why am I not there with you? Because you're in Los Angeles. Do you want to come on the show tonight? You're more than welcome to, my darling. You want me to send you the link? You can come on the show. Say yes, and here you'll be. Everybody would love to have some Dana O'Malley on the show. I know I would. Ray Ray's here, torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool. Loving both of you is breaking all the rules. Who sang that song? Torn between two lovers. Can't think. Nathaniel Hannon, $4.99. The idea that Tick from Priscilla became Agent Smith blew my mind in 1999. Isn't it funny now? It's like the whole world is open to me because I know all the references and I got all of the analogous shit. I got it all. I did rewind a couple of times, and I also did put on subtitles sometimes because I was petrified that I was going to miss some of the Warshawskis or the Warshawskis, however you would say that. Interesting thing about those two ladies is that they both started out as cisgender men, and they were brother. They were the Warshawski brothers, and then they both transitioned. Right, Tobes? Unbelievable. Interesting. And Nathaniel Hannon, I owe you for $5. And you're going to get the other cowbell. The other cowbell goes something like this. I couldn't figure out in the very, very beginning, because I sent the boys a text and I said, I am so not into this. And that created a maelstrom of disgust. I was like, okay, I stuck with it, and I was like, okay, here comes the good shit, because it's 1999, and by 1999, and there were some pretty amazing special effects in that movie, but then there were some other special effects that I didn't think were so good, like the Sentinels, like they look like, they had flagellum, and they were, they looked like they were coursing around inside some kind of space body. I get it all now. But like the bullet scenes and the stop motion. Well, the thing that really was very interesting, and we'll get into this more, I'm sure this will be a big topic of conversation later on, but that there's some very serious analogies going on in that film, which I thought was very, very cool. I mean, after a while, I was just like, okay, now I really get this. I really get this. Portugueser says Ringo for Pope. I wouldn't mind the Ringo for Pope, but I don't think he's Catholic. Who are the Catholics in the Beatles? I believe it's just Paul, right? Even though John is, my sister will know this immediately, because my nephew is a big Beatles fan. My sister's she knows everything about John Lennon. But I think Paul might be the only Catholic beetle. I might be wrong. Andrew Wolkowicz, Dane, I'm certain that you have an open invitation anytime. Of course she is. She's the girl. Travis Lots, cheers, Dirk, coming over from Who Needs a Drink. Hey. That's great. I'm sure he's still on, but when he comes up, everybody will be back. You'll be back. He ignoring me beautifully. Who sang Torn Between Two Lovers? Torn Between Two Lovers. Is it Crystal Gale? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Harley Davidson and the Marble Man. They were obsessed with that. Thank you, Travis and Peter. Dean with the £1.99. I will be back, and for that you get a cowbell. Thank you so much. You can't be on tonight, but I would love to soon. As they say, Andrew says, you've got an open invite anytime you want to come on the show, because you are one of the big time bashers and a super member of the you know what club. Dave says it's 92 degrees with 100-degree heat index in Miami and probably humid as. Andrew, Canadian, $2. My gut says Gong Woman has a dungeon. Yeah, you know what? My intuition says that the Gong Woman has a dungeon and that you want to be in it. She's so serious. That's the funny thing. She's just so serious. Mr. Han and Mr. Anderson, right? Alain Gilbert is here. Bonsoir, ladies and gentlemen. Yippee-yi-yay! It's the weekend. Melly C. Mork has been under the weather. Oh, Laverne had IBS. I know it well. And I switched her over to a food company and she really, really liked it. And it was, I had to get her a novel protein, and that novel protein was beef. Because chicken, she was allergic to chicken, and that was what was causing her IBS, amongst some other things. I go back and forth and think about a lot of stuff and things I would have done differently. And I did everything I could. I know that, but I think I could have done other things too. My sister says that George and Paul are baptized Catholics. So there you go. So George and Paul for Pope, and Ringo. I think Ringo's half Jewish, right? Ringo. Richard Starkey, I think he's a Protestant Jew. I think, could be wrong. Mary McGregor, everybody's saying. Thank you. Mary McGregor sang. Oh, Shag Daddy Rocks is here. Shag Daddy, Shag Daddy, Shag Daddy, woo, woo, woo. That would be a Freddie Mercury solo song. Shag Daddy, Shag Daddy, Shag Daddy, woo, woo, woo. Fun to make up songs off the top of your head, and it only gets done on this show. Ringo is Anglo-Irish. No, I think he's part Jewish, Carrie. Ringo. Isn't Ringo Starr part Jewish? I think he is. Married in the Catholic Church. I think so. Now, you saying no? Starkey is Irish? Why do I listen to these rumors? This is my sister. I'm going to listen to her. I'm going to defer to her because I know that she's obsessed. I'm obsessed with the Beatles too, but in a different way. I'm obsessed with what kind of tape they used to record Sgt. Pepper, what speed the tape was set at. What did George Martin do? My sister knows my sister's job, if she had a job, and you'll totally agree. She would be the greatest genealogist in the entire world, because within 5 minutes of meeting a person, she will find out where they're from, where their grandparents are from, where they emigrated from, where they immigrated. She knows everything. She'll know. She can break down a person and she'll be like, they're criminals, they're Zingare, they're gypsies. She knows absolutely instantly what everybody has done. And that is a crazy, crazy trait, because she's so detailed. I myself am not that detailed. Not at all. She says, yes, I attest to that. I mean, I'm a pretty gregarious, open person, and I'm a bartender my whole life. So I get to hear everybody's story, but it's usually like this. Tell me more, and let them spew. She gives them pinpoint, laser detailed. She looks for information specifically to find out exactly where the flaws in their character are. And it's unbelievable. And she nails it just about every single time. Andrew says that Dirk, everyone tends to second guess choices and have one-sided conversations after a loss. We all know you did everything. Well, Thank you so much for that. But like, you can't help it when you lose somebody. You tend to, and Jewel will know about this too, because she went through a horrible thing several years ago. And my sister too. We all did, because my family are incredible animal lovers. And I guess it's just a matter of we do so much that we always feel like we don't do enough. And we did everything. As a matter of fact, the two things that they both went through are extremely similar. Um, so yeah. But I know you guys did the best you could. And therefore, I did. So I guess you're right, Andrew. Thank you for that. It's very kind sentiment. Mike Lewis, Dirk, when I had my liquor shop in Scottsdale, Arizona back in 1995, Paul's brother ordered a bottle of single malt scotch for Paul McCartney. How cool is that? What was it though? I'd love to know. Was it one of the Isla, one of the super fancy ones, Lagavulin, or any of that stuff? How cool is that in Scottsdale, Arizona? I have friends that live in Connecticut, and they were my patrons at where I worked in the city. And these are two of the most wonderful people in the world. And I don't know if they ever watched the show. I tell them about the show. I never seen them on here, and I don't get to talk to them that much. And I got to give them a shout. I love them so very much. They come to all my shows when I play in Europe, and he's semi-retired. She's like a ball of fire and amazing, Kate and Carl. If you guys are ever watching, I love you guys. I miss you a lot. Went to their Christmas party this year. It was last year. It was really amazing. Tell me what kind it was. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kevin Hawthorne. Good evening from Lakeland, Florida. Good evening to you. Now, I just want to remind everybody, when I always ask you to hold the door open and say please and thank you, Kevin Hawthorne is such a person. He is a guy that devotes his time and energy and expertise in Lakeland, Florida, to let the public know, without having to go through bus schedules and train schedules and all this stuff. He has memorized and knows when every single solitary bus and connection, and it's some kind of savant energy that this guy's. And what does he do? He pays it forward and he tells it to the world. Thank you so much for your service, Kevin Hawthorne. You're a wonderful person. Carrie says, Mike McCartney. Well, there you go. Peter Campbell, who lives in Cobb, Connecticut, and is draws the ire of Don Draper every day. Unless we get a parrot or a tortoise, we will probably outlive our pets. This is the truth, Mr. Man, Mr. Campbell. Unless you get, camels live to be 60, I heard. Mike Lewis says, a Balvini, 15-year-old. Back then, Paul lived in Elgin. What? I did not know that he's Paul McCartney, so Paul McCartney can live anywhere he wants. He probably has homes in New York, London, Paris, music. Everybody talk about pop music. Talk about pop music. Des Farrell is here. Good on you, Kevin Hawthorne. Yes, we all applaud your service. He sent me a couple of videos, and I can't really play videos on here because it's such a pain in the ass and it slows my computer down. But anyway, he showed me these wonderful videos of the service that he gives to people, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and we can't thank you enough for that. It's an amazing thing. How are you, Des Farrell? You doing well? Mike, as far as whiskey goes, like I've said this a million times, I've poured a zillion whiskeys and I've tasted it like maybe twice, and I just don't have the taste for whiskey. It's not my thing. I know a lot of people love it. It's just not mine. I wish I did, because it's I have such respect for it, as a liquor, as an elixir. It's one of the few that I think really and truly has art involved. Because vodka is just distilled neutral grain spirits to send you to hell and back, and gin's got a lot of dirty stuff in it, and it's just not my thing. I'm just not a booze guy at all. I love the vino though, as you all know. So why don't we do this, since we usually do the Bastards Gallery late at night on Friday nights when Oisin shows up. I generally don't get to it, so I'm going to try to get to as many as I can tonight to see what's going on in the Bastards Gallery. And let's start out with everybody's hairy Sicilian, everybody's favorite guy, Mr. Tony Scuderi. And he's got some bikes, because, I'm a big cyclist guy that I'm going to get back into it this year, hopefully, when I get all this shit out of the way that's been driving me absolutely crazy. This great looking frame. It's his Specialized, looks terrific, with his American flag in his garage, looking cool. Got some cool paraphernalia and stuff there. Looks great, man. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Scuderi. We love you. You're one of our special people. You're one of God's special people. Hey, Carolyn, I just got a message from Jim Lassick, and he says, "Welcome to the Patreon." And look who's in the house, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Oisin O'Malley.
How's it going, man?
Pleasure. Good. How are you?
For your pleasure. I like that.
For your pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Mr. Oisin O'Malley.
How's it going? What are you talking about?
We're just talking to the crowd, and
yeah,
showed a couple of pictures, and my sisters, my whole family's on here tonight. It's funny. We're talking about somebody said something about the Pope and the Ringo for Pope, and I was like, isn't he half Jewish? I don't think he could do it. Do you know who the two Catholics are in the Beatles?
I don't. Well, it would be.
You'll get
it. It would be McCartney and George.
And you nailed it.
Well, it's not Lennon. We know that.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't know what he was baptized. My sister knows everything because she knows, she knows what date people got circumcised on.
Right. Lennon. Right. Yeah.
Was he part Jewish, John Lennon?
Yeah.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's definitely, yeah.
I did not know that. Because Mike Lewis earlier said that when he had a liquor shop in Scottsdale, Paul's brother ordered a bottle for Paul, and it was a Balvenie, 15-year-old.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. I didn't know Paul was a Scotch guy, but I see it. I could definitely see
these matches I'm using. The guy in the store gave me these matches, and watch what happens. He said, "Oh, these are great for cigars." Watch what happens. It's fucking wild. It's like it's someone's birthday. Happy birthday to you. It is self-destruct. This message self-destruct in 5 seconds.
That's what it looks like. Lalo Schifrin, fantastic. What a theme. One of the best themes ever, right? Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, because it says fuck, isn't dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Isn't that code, Morse code or something?
Oh, I didn't know that. If it is, then it's even more genius than it ever was before.
Like ding, 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 which stands for like, what is it? Who are they again? They're not
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Mission Impossible.
No, there's some. I don't know. Did they have a name?
I'm gonna look it up now. It's the theme spells out their group somehow. Mission Impossible theme code. Let me see. Morse code. Here we are. MI. Morse code for MI is 2 dashes followed by 2 dots.
Oh, for MI. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
2 dashes by 2 dots. So it's din, 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 din. So it works in the music. Did I just make it all even better for you?
Wow. I mean, because he also did. Dun, 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 dun. Did you guys get smart in Ireland?
Get smart.
It was kind of like a spoof of a super spy.
Yeah,
it was Don Adams and Barbara Feldon. You would love her because she was so lovely. Oh my god!
Was this in 1865? Like
no, it's before my time too. You know,
I'm giving you shit again. Giving you shit again for being fucking just stuck in the 60s. Des Farrell, $5. I'm caught between the moon and New York City.
When you get caught between the moon and New York City.
The best that you can do is fall in love.
The best that you can do is fall in love. That is Burt Bacharach, Carol Bayer Sager.
Christopher Cross.
Yeah, Christopher Cross. We owe you. How about a little cowboy? Yeah. That was very nice, Des Farrell. Thank you so much. Get Smart was a great show, and it had another Lalo Schifrin theme, and it went dun 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 dun. Wow, wow, wow. Big horn section. Fantastic. You know, all kind of, there was so much Peter Gunn shit going on in the 60s. Everybody was trying to do that. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's good shit.
Did you see I got my wallets? I showed them to the crowd. And I have to
Oh my
credit
God.
Mark Sherrard for identifying these, because he said one is Barolo colored and the other is whiskey colored.
Oh, right.
And you see they reverse the colors on the inside.
Oh.
All hand woven, beautiful Tuscan leather. Man,
Barolo edition and the whiskey edition.
they're
Fantastic.
fucking beautiful, man. They're such beautiful wallets. When they arrived, I had to write to Philip immediately. I was like, dude, these are even better than I expected.
Are they suede?
Yeah, I mean, they're not glossy leather.
Right.
So, yeah.
Wow.
But they will patina.
Those are beautifully done.
Hand stitched. It takes a day to make each one because he does it by himself. Nice, right?
Dude, they came out perfect. They're way, way nicer than when you showed me what the specs were going to look like. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
That looks incredible. It looks so Italian.
Yeah.
Like you'd find that like it's some tannery in somewhere in Italy.
Exactly, yeah.
Beautiful.
Tannery, good word.
Tannery.
Yeah.
John says, "Did you not see the logo, kid?" Yes, I did. Not Sicario. I didn't see that one.
Oh, you got to see Sicario. That's a great one.
Yeah.
He didn't spell it right, but that's
okay. It's all right. I got the gist of it.
Uh-huh.
Look at that one.
This is
I like them both. I can't say which one I like better. Is that smaller? Oh, look at that. It's got your.
No, I fold it. I fold because they fold. You see, that's because when I got them, I got the first batch, and they're all made like this. You see, a big stack.
Oh, stack. Huh?
So then you got to fold them, stick them in your pocket. So I'm just doing it with one because I'm going to keep this one.
Are they sold out yet? They probably are, right?
Probably are. If anybody wants one, you got to just PayPal me and get in on the first batch. They have that lovely leather smell, man.
Yeah, it's that smell that, like, the second you walk into any of those little stores in Italy, you just immediately get that smell. It's incredible, and you never really experience that anywhere else. You really don't.
Did you talk about watching The Matrix yet?
No, I said we'd probably wait, but I want to give John a little bit of fun, and Andrew wants to live in this woman's dungeon. The joke was, he goes, "I bet she's got a dungeon." I said, "And I bet you want to be in it." Hey, Gail Pirkowski is here. Dirk, happy Friday. Gail's a person I knew from like 30 years ago in the rock world. We were always around at all the shows. So fantastic that she's in there. And I'm so happy to see you on the show. See, I had never posted the show on Facebook. And I was like, when I was doing the Rose thing, I was like, I got to get as many people on as I can. It's like, I've got a lot of people on Facebook. Boom. What a great idea. I'm so glad. Hi, Gail. How are you?
Omega's a fanboy is asking, have you seen Baby Reindeer? It's all over Netflix.
Yeah, it's all over Netflix. But I just got to say that there's so much shit all over the place that, man, I've been watching that show Sugar with Colin Farrell. And it turns out, I'm going to spoil it for everybody, he's a fucking alien.
Oh, you're spoiling it.
Because it's such a... I'm only finishing it because I feel like I've invested way too much time. You know what I mean? Because it's really very sad. He's chasing people. Like he's tailing people secretly in a mint 1963 Corvette convertible.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like no one's gonna see you in that.
I hate that. Yeah,
it's just so stupid, people. It's a dumb show, and I gave it a shot, and I figured I'm in it. But I heard Baby Reindeer is really good, and I watched the trailer for it. Looks good. There's a lot to watch, but as you guys all know, I haven't seen a lot of pop culture films of the last 20 years.
You definitely missed out on a lot.
Not a lot.
The reason why it's come up in conversation is because there's a scandal, because it was very easy for people. This is based on a true story, apparently.
Oh.
And it was very, very easy for people to connect the dots and find the real woman who's the stalker. She stalks the guy and goes crazy on him and winds up getting sent to jail for stalking. And the woman herself, the real person, was on Piers Morgan this evening.
Oh, shit.
defending herself, saying, no, it's invented. And yes, I knew him, but he was more obsessed with me, and it wasn't. So I was talking to John, our good friend, who just super chatted you earlier today. He was traveling this evening, but next week we're going to talk about that, all that lying and lie detection stuff that we brushed off last week on the eyebashers. And I'm going to probably pull up video of her talking to Piers Morgan and have John give me his assessment, whether she's telling the truth or not.
Did we say that on the show, or do we do that in our little after hours chat?
No, it's at the very end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he does all that, so he uses the machine and everything, the polygraph.
Yeah. I just gave everybody a little insight because of what we talked about offline. I mean, he's a very fascinating guy, and you glean so much interesting inside information from a person like that. And I find him utterly fascinating and compelling. I really, truly do. Alain Gilbert is here with Canadian $2.75. Get the mini gongs going. Mini gongs.
Do we have mini gongs?
I mean, I think he means this. Well, they're not minis, right? Let's do this one because it's always so much fun because she's so freaking serious. And is that like what is that symbol on the bottom? It almost looks like the symbol for woman, but in the left-hand side, small.
I don't know what that is. All I can think of is that big pasty one, the big paste in the one at the center. That must be that must be a $20,000 gong. Right? Easily. Right? That thing is fucking 6 feet across.
And that's the gong too. I know, like you and I are not drummers, but we are like the type of people who aren't drummers that are obsessed with drummers gear.
Yes.
And we know what everything is like. No, why do you have that when you should have this? It always seems like the Pisces gongs are the ones that the guys in the know get. Like I personally prefer like a Zildjian cymbal. I like the sound of it, but apparently they're not in the gong business in the same way. And that gong easily has to be about 20 grand. It's gotta be. Look, here's Mr. Pashar with the $20 super chat. Hey, hi, Sean. Looking handsome as always. What are you doing there? You're drinking some wine and you're on some beautiful veranda.
Yeah.
I had a couple of minutes to jump on and say hi. Well, hi. Wishing you and the gang in the chat a wonderful weekend, and you as well. Get out and enjoy life. Cheers. I got my bikes all ready to go, and you know what? I have a little bit of breathing room, just a little bit, unless, somebody pulls the rug out, and I plan tomorrow on riding. I want to ride my bicycle.
Oh, me too. I want to get a cycle on the Lido, man, immediately.
Yeah, he had to just ruin
Thank you,
it for
Sean.
me just at this very second by going, I just want to just ride my bike.
Oh, the Lido is the only place I'll do it. Oh my God.
I'm gonna ride my bicycle in Queens. Hey, let's hit him up with let's see. Let's do the Super Chat Gong 4. Now that's what a gong's supposed to sound like, right? Yeah, you added a couple of stuff in there. Nice. I think that's what they're supposed to sound like. Do you have a song or a favorite tune that uses a gong? I mean, they're just used so very rarely.
Well, at the very end of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Sure. Anyway, the wind blows. That, of course, is a big pasty gong. Mike
was there a Rush song with a gong?
There has to be, because he had one.
He had one on the set.
Isn't that so sad that you and I don't instantly know which one it was?
Yeah, maybe someone in the chat.
Is it in Passage to Bangkok? Because it's Asian.
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I thought you and I would both know that. I mean, the guy had every type vibra slap and percussion tools that people have never even heard of.
Crowtails,
crowtails, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he had everything. Vibra slap. I found out what a vibra slap is. It's like a piece of wood on a spring, and it goes.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Bell tree. Down, down, tubular bells. When I was a kid, did you
Tubular
think
bells.
the tubular bells were the ultimate thing to have behind a
By
drum?
the way, tubular bells are in that new Dua Lipa song. Have you heard the new
See, it's
Dua Lipa?
cool.
There's tubular bells in there, baby.
That's cool. I've
Very
used
fucking
tubular bells
cool.
in a bunch of songs. I love them. You know what? In a chorus, like the first note of the chorus, like if you're doing a refrain, it's really heralding and it really lifts it up. It's really cool. There's an art to that.
You
Tubular
know
bells are
who's
great.
our drummer Adrian was very good at using the chimes, just a
Mm,
he
yeah.
was very good at just giving them a touch while he was doing other stuff and letting them kind of create an atmosphere. It was an art to using those well. He's very good at that.
I mean, he's also he's pretty good at most things. Such a special player. We talked last night briefly on the show. We were talking about because people give me so many music questions, and I just don't, I don't want to get
Sure,
specific or whatever. But
sure.
we were talking about singers, and I don't know about you. Did you watch any of the Kate Hudson shit that I sent?
I watched that one song, and I
Yeah,
agree with Emmett on it that it was just such a bland Americana kind of song. That
sure.
her singing was, I didn't know she was a great singer like that. I didn't know Scarlett Johansson was a great singer. I didn't know what's a Coldplay singer's wife, the skinny, what's her
Gwyneth
name?
Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow is
Oh,
a
she's
great
all
singer.
right. She's not great. Is she? Is she
Well, she's
great?
good singer.
I remember
And
duets with her and Huey Lewis.
that's right. I remember that song. It was a great song.
We're
Uh,
cruising together.
that's right. Yeah. It's a really good song.
It's a great song.
So I was shocked. I didn't know Kate Hudson was a singer, but I agree with Emmett that the song was so throwaway. It was really bad. But
It's one of those songs now because I was so knocked out by her poise, where she looks like she's been doing this her whole life.
she looks like a singer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Some
she
of
was
these actors, they sing, but they don't have they don't
the
have the stage
swagger. They
presence,
don't
the
have it.
swagger.
They don't
Yeah,
have it.
she kind of had it.
She was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and she did that song again. She also did on the Howard Stern show. She did Vaseline by the Stone Temple Pilots, and she did
Oof.
Voices Carry, which was
She did Vaseline.
she did Vaseline.
Yeah,
And her band is freaking killer, man.
her band, that drummer is tasty, man. It's fucking
Well, that
good
drummer
shit.
was tasty as F. Then they did Voices Carry, and she nailed the living shit out of it. And she just had so much swagger in her delivery. Like, I'm like, this girl's been doing this her whole life.
It
I'm
feels
like,
like that. See, watch Enthusiast,
hey,
€5. Love classic bashers.
oh,
Could I have a gong lady? So which one do you
sure
want?
can. You got to show a variety. Everybody loves Gong Lady because she's great.
Which one do you want to give him?
Whichever one you want.
What about the one where she does the glasses like the different tones? That's a
That
nice
I
one.
believe is 2. Gong Woman 2. I love that's my favorite one. It's like Eddie Van Halen when he hits a note and then he just does that and he taps the harmonic on it.
Mm.
She's like a specialist in a totally different league, and it's really amazing thing. Des Farrell with another €2. Rank Gong for the win. Okay. Everybody's loving the gong. Let's do Gong Woman 4 because this one's very mysterious. I mean, it must be a $50,000 gong. That gong is freaking enormous. It's unbelievable. Tartini 20, she reminded me so much of Goldie. She's got that same bubbly effervescence about her. She's so cute in interviews. And then she gets up there and she's a bit of a whiskey and cigarettes kind of, tone. She's got this real rock. And she married a shitload of rockers. She married Chris Robinson from the Black Crows. She married and had his children. Then she had Matt Bellamy's from Muse's kids.
So she's been on stage a bunch of times with them. Oh, welcome my wife. She comes on, sings a song because you know what? You can't fake that. You know, it's the thing about Johnny
No.
Depp. Johnny Depp's been playing guitar and trying to be one of the Rolling Stones for years. And he just, it's so animated and it's not natural. And
No, he's
you can
acting.
just tell he's acting. He hasn't
Yeah.
done that for years and years. Maybe he's better at it now. But, you know, it's a thing. It's patina. You can't fake that shit. You have to be on stage and sing.
You
With
have to
fucking
cut your
cigarette
teeth.
smoke in your eyes and fucking
Yeah.
beer on the stage and get that vibe down where you're actually natural on the stage, where it looks like you're home. It's a very, I mean, we're very familiar with that stuff, but then when you see these actors try to feign it, it just looks,
that's why rock movies never work.
Yeah, because they're pretending.
It's so bad. Whenever you see somebody,
what about Tom Cruise in that one though? Do you remember Rock? Was
Rock that was just all I could see were all the wigs. That's all I could see when that was
wigs.
All the wigs, all Alec Baldwin's wig, Tom Cruise's wig, everybody with wigs. Hey, for Neil Peart.
Neil Peart, the cowbells.
That's
Elaine Gilbert.
You're a legend, man. Let's go for the cowbell. Or because you're a Neil Peart fan, and we are giant Neil Peart fans, you could just go down, 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 down. You could hum Neil Peart's cowbell medley because it was so memorable. That's the thing.
Daniel, which one are you doing a walkabout stream this week, man? This coming week, because the weather is getting so nice here. We have the G7 in Venice right now, so there's protests and helicopters everywhere and stuff. Because of the G7 meeting, and the lads are out on their speed bikes. The police.
Oh, that must look cool, though.
It's very fucking cool. They're in rows. They're in lines. It's like, they're just making sure people don't decide to rent a boat, which these protesters will do. They'll fucking rent a boat and then come in on the boats protesting.
Wow.
With orange, smoke and stuff like that, trying to protest the G7. I mean, I love their vigor, but then they'll never change anything. It's part of it's the cost of business for these guys coming in. Andrew Welkowicz, 5 Canadian. How about a 70s porn guitar for super chats from certain people just for fun? That's a good idea. I'll think about that one. Yeah, a bit of wah pedal.
Here's the mini super chat for the previous one. And then here's for you. And Dean with £1.99. Dirk, no wine. Dirk's got 2 bottles of Margot.
Oh, you fucker. Well, open one, will you? Slow down, because I'm all cigared and whiskeyed, and I talked shite for 2 hours like I do every Friday. And you're all like hyper and coffeeed up.
So, I'll tell you the funniest thing. This morning, I got up early and I went over to Rose's house to do her laundry. And then I said, because I want to get her a housekeeper, for like the light dusting and mopping and that kind of stuff. And I was like
Evan's thing, next year there'll be a resolution to the G7. It'll be called a C major. There's a musical joke, guys. Sorry. Purely musical joke.
Emmett.
If you don't
look
know
at my
music,
head.
If you don't know music, that's a good one. That's very, very good days for Harold. The rank organization, Lawrence of Arabia Gong. Ooh, yeah. Lawrence of Arabia Gong would be nice. That's good stuff. You're stuck on that fucking musical joke.
I just didn't expect it. Oh God, I'm crying now.
Last year was D minor. He says, Dean, 10 British pounds. Now, does Dean keep changing? Is this the same Dean?
It's Dean. He's just got all this cool AI shit going on.
Okay, so he's got different like avatars. That's more like a Dirk.
That's a 10 pound. Yeah, baby.
10 pounds. So open your wine because you just got 10
I'm gonna
British
open
pounds,
it up right
which
now.
is $13.
Yeah,
$14.
Right. So that's worth that. Anyway, the wind blows. All right, talk up to the people while I open up some vino. That was really great.
So,
It's funny as shit.
so you saw The Matrix finally. Jesus.
I did. I finally got around to it after he was making fun of me for like a half an hour
Oh,
on text
well,
messages.
you decided to text me while you were watching it, so I went
only
at you.
Only because Paul came in and I had to wait until he went to go do something, because that can't happen. I had to wait till I was alone.
Paul will strip it to bits.
He'll strip it to bits. But you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, I really super enjoyed it a lot. In the beginning, I just thought, okay, this is weird when I saw the Sentinels in that what looked like they were like, like amoebas, or they had like flagellum. I was like, okay, it's a little weird. And then I realized while I'm watching this thing, I was like, this is like fucking Plato's allegory of the cave. It was like, I was thinking about, oh shit, this, and then it was like the hero's journey. I was like, oh, and then I was watching as it went through, and I was like, okay, obviously, she's the Holy Spirit and he's the Father, right. And I was like, okay, now I'm getting it.
It's biblical, man.
It was biblical, but it was also, I mean, like the way that they it was very Joseph Campbell in its its progression, his perfect, the hero's journey breakdown that any of you sci-fi like Robert Heinlein or if you guys are into Joseph Campbell or any of that shit, you got to start out with the real world, then a call to some kind of adventure, and then you have to deny it, and then you meet your mentor, and then you cross a line or a threshold, then there's the test.
Okay.
It's like amazing.
So the sequels were way less remarkable because of that, because the first one has the discovery, the denial, the whole thing. They'll never have the edge that one had, because we as an audience are figuring out what the fuck is going on. Okay. So for part 2 and part 3, we already know what's going on, so there's no discovery there. There's only one redeeming character in part 2 and part 3, apart from Monica Bellucci, which is always great to look at.
I love that.
Is the French guy, what's his name? His character's name, and he's really fucking fun. He's got the best fucking monologues and stuff in the movie. Anybody know who I'm talking about? And he's like, I learned all the languages. My favorite is French. And he says, it's especially beautiful when you curse in French. And he goes into French. He goes, it's like wiping your ass with silk. And he's got some great lines in it.
And that's in the next one?
That's in the next ones. You're going to be entirely unimpressed by that, because the first one is the iconic one.
Apparently, though, the special effects in the second one are mind-blowing.
Well, they got all the money then.
Yeah, they got all the money.
The Wachowski sisters. Don't you love at the end it says, by the Wachowski brothers? And you're thinking, oh, you just...
I talked about that earlier. I mean, it's a very interesting factoid that 2 brothers, both cisgender men, both
the Merovingian JHB, the Merovingian. Yeah, that was him. He's fucking great. Yeah, isn't it
and
funny?
Then, of course, Judas. Cypher is Judas.
Yeah, he's
fucking
Judas.
He's Judas.
Yeah,
I mean, I was like, oh frick! They really kind of threw the kitchen sink of like, Plato and
what about the Oracle?
The Oracle, she was
like
cool.
The all-knowing. Now she passed away before part 2 is made, so there's another kind of elderly black actress who plays her role. And they bring attention to it for a moment. Oh, you changed your form because she's on the run. The Oracle is on the run because they're all after the Oracle, because she's all knowing. She has all the source code. She knows everything that's going to happen in the future and so on. And the actress who's in part 1 is not the same as part 2 and part 3. You'll notice, because the poor lady passed away. Merovingian, that's his name. Merovingian Topster, thank you.
Merovingian.
The Merovingian.
He's Armenian.
The French guy, the French dude. He's fucking. And he's with Monica Bellucci, and she's obsessed with love, and she sees the love between Trinity and Neo. And there's a great scene where she's like, I can give you the key maker if you want the key maker, but first I want I want Neo. I have one weird request. I want Neo to kiss me. And you see Trinity, she's like, excuse me? She's like
She's in
jealous.
love with him. Yeah.
She's like, I can tell she loves you and I want to feel that love. And she wants a kiss from him. It's actually quite powerful. But unfortunately, the movies fall short of the first one. The first one was the strong one. And the very end with the fucking Rage Against the Machine song.
It's funny. Paul was sitting on the couch, like, just, because I said, shh. And because, there's a lot to absorb in this film. There's a lot of nuance.
Oh, people watch The Matrix 100 times and find new shit in there.
Yeah, I would imagine they would. The second that pulled in, he goes, you like that? I said, it's definitely Rage Against the Machine, because you know what they sound like instantly. And you don't even need Zach to open up his mouth. It's just the band sounds like the way the band sounds.
You're right.
And but it also sounded like, I was like, oh, this, what do we know the name of that song?
That's easily findable because it's on that first record with the Tibetan monk guy on fire or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's Kashmir.
It sounds like Kashmir
because it started out. I was like, oh, this is some kind of new metal Kashmir. And then that's just, thank you. I don't have to look for it. It was Kashmir. Yeah, because it goes. Imagine, don't you wish you wrote that fucking groove? Fuck, how did you miss that?
Yeah, I know.
And it's so simple too.
There are extra elements in there as well, because you were texting me last night and I was fucking editing and drinking and I was like, and I needed to pull it up. I found The Matrix online and I started watching parts of it. And, the Kung Fu, I mean, maybe you're not into Kung Fu. I'm not into Kung Fu, but Kung Fu is a culture in cinema.
Absolutely.
It's undeniable, right? It's a huge side of cinema. And the Kung Fu in there is fucking legit, man. Like, they went through months and months.
Well, yeah, because they uploaded the skill into their brain. Yeah. So of course they know how to do it.
So Kung Fu guys who are crazy about Kung Fu movies, they're all like, oh yeah, that's fucking cool. Like that's real, that's proper Kung Fu in the movie that they incorporated into the movie. Yeah. Which is the same as like when you saw Coco by Disney Pixar and the dude is playing the guitar and his fingers are doing exactly the motion.
I've seen that.
Yeah, you've seen that one. And you're like, oh shit, they didn't just approximate it like most cartoonists did.
Of course they would.
They actually made him do the finger movements for the real guitar parts. And you're like, I appreciate the detail. So the Kung Fu guys appreciated that this movie was about so much more than Kung Fu, but the Kung Fu in there was real fucking Kung Fu. And fucking Keanu Reeves, he's never been a super compelling actor, but man, he fucking did the Kung Fu perfectly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But even his hand shapes and stuff. And then I had to ask, and I know I could tell you were busy last night. Emmett was very quick to say, I said, what came first? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or this? Because that's the same thing. That's
that shit was crazy.
I mean, no one had
Crouching
ever seen
Tiger
that before.
Was fucking nuts. Well, no one in outside the Kung Fu world, they hadn't seen. Crouching Tiger was the first film that really brought that to the Western world in
Emmett
a major
said it was
way.
First, though, for that wire, though, when they just jump up in the air.
Oh yeah,
everybody can see I'm wearing shorts.
Me too.
When they're suspended and they do that stuff.
Yeah,
Emmett, and then it was because The Matrix is 99 and Crouching Tiger is 2000, so that didn't come till a year later. The first time it was presented, I guess, in cinematic form. But that
Crouching Tiger was fucking
a masterpiece of crazy shit.
It was like,
is that where you fell in love with Michelle Yeoh?
I liked Michelle Yeoh on that. Yes, yeah,
so good. Yeah, that movie I thought was mind-boggling. It was especially this.
In that. Yeah.
The cameras. I mean, everybody's done that shot now.
The soundtrack in Crouching is fucking nuts as well, with the drums racing as she's like chasing that younger girl across the rooftops and stuff, and then going into fucking kung fu with her and stuff. Oh man, I saw that in the movie theater, and there was two guys sitting right in front of me who clearly are into kung fu, and there was their first time to watch it as well. And it came to the end of that scene, that first fight scene where she's trying to chase her down. When she steals the sword, I think is when it happens, but whatever. And it comes to the end of the scene, it's just silence. And one of the guys goes, he goes, holy fucking shit. Like, it was amazing. Like, people around me were just giggling because these dudes were just like, oh my God, I just watched 10 minutes of amazing kung fu. You know, the racing up walls and jumping.
Yeah, then no, I love that shit. I mean, I don't, but you did practice martial arts at some point, didn't you?
I had a lot of friends who were into it and they used to practice on me. Honestly, Emmett did Aikido. Emmett got into Aikido and he got very into it. My friends did ninjutsu and I was their punch bag. They would practice on me. I learned a lot from them, but they were like, you know, so we like punching Oisin because he's all slow and sloppy and he's like. But
you're also a big brute of a man, so they're not going to really hurt you unless they decide to use like
they used to say
the death punch.
They used to say that they couldn't hurt me because I was too loose and relaxed. Oh. Because people tense up. You know, people tense up and they hold up their fists. Whereas I was like, these are my buddies. And they were just like, poof, poof, and they're like, fuck, it's like hitting quicksand with Oisin. We're exhausted, like punching. I had bruises all over me, you know. I had a couple of friends who were very into it. And I learned a lot from them. I learned a lot of moves and a lot of stuff. And essentially the philosophy of martial arts. True martial arts people, they aren't about the moves and the punches. And they're about the mentality and the way of life. Yeah.
It's a spiritual
the great martial arts guys, the most dangerous guy in the room, you'll never see him fight because he'll always walk away.
No.
That's the first thing. You avoid the confrontation. You stand up, you walk away, you walk out of the room. Because if you stop him and you force him to fight you, you're fucking deep shit.
The 5-point,
he
5-point exploding heart Kill Bill move. Remember that? That was a great one. And I don't know if you love Kill Bill, right? You probably love those films.
They were cool as well. Yeah.
I mean, there's a shitload of kung fu because he's a big fan of that form of cinema. Quentin Tarantino.
You always see the katana. The katana is always the one they use. And I had a boken. A boken is a wooden katana. So you practice with that so you don't cut anyone. And I had a couple of friends who would use the real katana. But these guys would use the ninja kan, which is straighter and it's shorter. And it has a square on as the stopper instead of a round thing. And they would use that square because that was sharp as well. So it was close quarter combat. Those guys were fucking vicious, man. This is in Dublin, like 30 years ago.
I love the way he goes, in Dublin.
Like, can you think of Dublin? Like ninjutsu finds its way to Dublin.
£1.99. Dean, Dirk, did you not want to save the Matrix pigeons? Did I miss something in the film about pigeons?
No. You were talking. I think you were talking about seagulls and pigeons the other night. Maybe.
Right.
About that. People get a little cryptic.
Okay, but thank you for that, and that deserves more cowbell. Everybody loves more cowbell, and Des Farrell is back. Lambert Wilson or Christopher Lambert? Which one worked with Sean Connery? Trick question. They both did. Okay. I don't know who Lambert Wilson is. Do you, or Lambert Wilson? I mean, obviously I know.
No.
Oisin texted me last night. He goes, watch Highlander again. It's fucking cheesy. I'm like, duh. But I loved it because I was 12.
It's also great.
But it's great cheesy. There's a lot of cheesy shit out there.
I put Brenda in my video the other night.
I saw it and I was so overjoyed by it.
She's such a doll.
Don't you love her? And she was on a show later on called Chicago Hope, and I watched it just for her.
She was gorgeous.
Wasn't she gorgeous?
Yeah.
And you're not a redhead guy, and there she is. I don't care.
What do you mean I'm not a redhead? I like all shapes and sizes.
You do, I know, but
like all the ladies.
But who would you go, Brenda or Christy Brinkley?
I'd go for Brenda. I like Brenda.
Oh, you would? Brenda's great. Paul does a great impersonation of that amazing. I'm not going to do it because I don't do a very good Christopher Lambert, but Paul does an amazing one where she confronts him. That scene, it's the most amazing thing in that movie. Listen, anybody ever see the film Excalibur? I've seen it 50,000 times.
It was shot in Wicklow.
It was shot in Ireland. Of course, it was John Borman, Helen Mirren. That movie is absolutely unbelievable, incredible movie. And that's got a lot of like people like it's cheesy. I'm like, I just watched it recently. I was like, there's nothing cheesy in that movie. It's just pure art, that whole film.
Isn't Liam
But it's
Neeson
John
in
Borman. Who's that?
that? Liam Neeson, is he in that
Liam
film?
Neeson. That's where he met Helen Mirren, and they were lovers for like 15 years.
Wow. Did he have
Yeah.
kids with her?
No.
Because he had kids with not Miranda Richardson.
Yes, Miranda Richardson. No,
the one from
I know.
the country. And she died. She died in. She was Vanessa Redgrave's daughter.
Correct. She slipped. My sister will come right.
Yeah,
she slipped on the snow, not while skiing. It was off skis, and she slipped on snow and banged her head in a snowdrift. And they were like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I'm fine. Go away." They said she was irate, and then a couple hours later, she was dead.
Yeah. Well, a day later. Yeah.
Yeah.
She ignored her for like 24 hours, and unfortunately,
they told her to go away.
Natasha Richardson. Thank you,
Natasha Richardson.
See, this is the crowd we have, man.
I know this is an amazing crowd. She what are her? I mean, I think after she died is when he started making all those.
Yeah,
you took my daughter movies.
You took my daughter. Yeah, he started picking roles that were the angry, lonely
vigilante,
man. The vigilante man. Yes,
he was furious with life.
Yeah,
because apparently they were so in love. They had such a fantastic marriage.
She was obsessed with him. She called him like my Liam. And in the interviews, she would say, "Oh, my Liam." Like she was obsessed with him. And and he lost her. And now he's slightly broken, wounded bird, and now he starts doing all this other fucking dark shit.
Yeah.
He was in the fucking the first of the new Batman films with Christopher Nolan. He was that fucking dark ninja guy. By the way, there's a lot of ninjutsu in that film.
There is.
Yeah.
I've seen all three of those films. And of course, Batman is very special to me. It was my first word, as my sister will attest to. It was before I said mommy or daddy. I said Batman. Probably because, yes, I said Batman was my first word.
Wow.
And I was obsessed with Batman because there was a show, because I'm old and I was born in the 60s. When you're a baby and you're plopped in front of the TV and you get to see Batman. So I would walk around going, Batman. And it was, ridiculously campy shit, but I don't know what that is. So I loved a certain kind of tenor of Batman. And then when, Tim Burton, I'm very hit or miss with that guy. I think he's been brilliant. I think he's been stupid, but I still can't get Batman Returns out of my head because that movie for me was so perfect. The first one with Jack Nicholson, I think, is a little cartoony and stupid.
Which one is Returns?
It's the one with Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Oh. It's so fucking dark.
No, the ones I like are the Chris Nolan ones.
Yeah, you like the Chris Nolan ones. Okay. So I like them too. I think the
one with fucking Heath Ledger is insane.
That opening of The Dark Knight is one of the best movie openings I've ever seen in my entire life.
They're insane. I mean, that's fucking. And Heath Ledger reinvented the Joker. The only reason we have these Joker movies now is because of that. He sparked that up again. By the way, Joker #2 is coming out. Joker 2.
Yes. I mean,
with Lady Gaga.
Oh, is she in it? Don't tell me she's Harley Quinn.
I think she is.
Oh Jesus! I just guessed that.
I mean, they're two psychos who live in a fantasy world. That's what they are, and somehow they've managed to move music into the theme of the movie because, of course, they're using her musical prowess. I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be the biggest opening of a film in recent history. Because Joker 1 already was. Joker 2 is going to be... And he lost all the weight again. He's going
to hurt himself in the end.
Yeah. I mean, it's not healthy.
Christian Bale has health issues because of that. He's got like a cardiologist. I read an interview where he said he created a problem with his heart muscle not being able to contract properly because of how he was starving himself for the mechanic. Was it called the mechanic? Is that what it was called? Machinist, right? I always said. That's like
Well,
ink
it
on his
wasn't healthy what he did. He just, you know what Christian Bale did? He said he would see Irish guys drinking whiskey at the bar and they were all gaunt and they had the gaunt face. You know, the Irish face, sometimes you see the
No,
old
I know
Irish
nothing about that.
and that the Skeletor look, and these lads are just pounding Jameson all fucking night. He's like, how do you get like that? And so his thing was, I'm gonna eat an apple a day and fucking just drink whiskey and smoke cigarettes. I think Joaquin Phoenix does the apple as well because it has sugar, you know, natural
Yeah,
sugars,
it's a great
and
way to diet.
smoke cigarettes, and that's all he does. And apparently, he leaves it till the last minute. Like directors are like, "When are you going to lose the weight?" And he's like, "Don't worry, don't worry." And then he just fucking like a month or two before shooting, he just stops eating, and he just starts smoking cigarettes, and his whole body goes. And he turns into that gaunt, weak-looking, decrepit character. Fucking amazing.
Now they both won Academy Awards for playing the Joker. That's correct, right? Both Heath Ledger posthumously.
Posthumously, yeah.
Now, have you ever seen Brokeback Mountain?
Yes, I loved it.
I mean,
that film makes me cry because I think,
just,
you know, it's just
Heath Ledger, that guy. Like people talk about milestone actors, you know, they talk about Brando and De Niro and Pacino and these guys that change cinema. Heath Ledger, James Dean, who made 3 pictures, 3 films.
Right.
Heath Ledger was the guy that was about to change cinema forever. Daniel Day-Lewis has changed cinema forever because of his chameleon-like ability to never be the same thing in any film he does.
I heard rumors he's gonna do another movie.
He needs to, because it's just, first of all, everyone is so shite now. Come on, fucking, you need Daniel Day-Lewis to show up. I finally got through Lincoln, because Lincoln's a tough movie to get through. It's long, it's dark, it's blah blah blah. And I was like, you know what? I've seen every single one. I finally saw Phantom Thread, and I loved it.
You gotta love that.
I fucking loved it, dude. I was like, holy shit!
I saw that
detail.
Yeah. The detail is the soundtrack is unbelievable. Everything's unbelievable. I saw that on Broadway, and what's that big place that has the 70mm fucking projection?
The Ziegfeld.
It's opposite the Lincoln Center, right?
Oh, you saw it at the
the
Lincoln Center. Yeah, the Lincoln Center. Yeah,
right.
It's across the street.
68.
And you went to Fiorello's for dinner, right? Probably.
I can't remember where I went, but
it's a great restaurant.
I've been a lot of interesting dinners up there because I would go to the Lincoln Center with remember my conductor friend and his family. Yeah. Anyway, I went to see it, and it was in you know, they were projecting it in 70mm. And we came out, everyone came out of the cinema, and they handed us this big thing. I wish I knew where it was. It's probably in storage in Long Island City. It was a big brochure thing of the movie, and it was all prints from the movie of the most amazing shots with bleed to the edge printing, and all these see-through things were like from the sketches from the artist and everything.
Wow.
And they just handed it to us free. And I went down to L'Express and had a steak, frites, and a bottle of Bordeaux, and I was just absorbing that movie. That movie was amazing. It was just what was his name? The character fucking was like a classic old name. He was the irritable guy at breakfast. He didn't want to hear like toast with butter being spread on it and stuff. He got irritated by everything. He's like, I can't have a confrontation first thing in the morning.
Reynolds,
yeah.
Reynolds,
yeah.
Reynolds, what was his last name? Reynolds.
That was great.
Yeah, he was.
I don't think he changed his voice for that character. That's his.
I know, no, he didn't. But that's the beauty of that guy. Now back to Brokeback Mountain, which, you know, like, I mean, now of course, you know, you see guys fucking all over the screen, and who gives a shit, you know, like nobody cares. Like all you do is see girl on girl sex scenes, and it's just so gratuitous and stupid and whatever, and it doesn't serve the story. I'm fine with that shit. If it serves the story, I'm fine with it. as long as it's not, gratuitous and stupid. Brokeback Mountain is so restrained, and it is so inhibited, and it is so powerfully void of showing, of giving you gratuitous anything. You have to wait for every emotion to come out of the scene. But that scene, and I've said this a million times, and I think Michelle Williams is one of the greatest living actors. Two things I've seen her in that have destroyed my soul was Flossie Verdon, which she won the Emmy Award. It's the best acting I've ever seen by any actor ever. But that scene with the fucking tackle box in Brokeback Mountain, where she confronts Heath Ledger, and you see that dynamic between the two of them, and they were lovers in real life. They were a couple.
Oh, yeah.
And she quizzes him about how this tackle box has never been opened, never been used, nothing. And he does not know how to answer her because she knows. And they just act with their bodies, and it was the most amazing thing. Heath Ledger it's a shame. What a shame. You never know what people do on the sidelines. Apparently he was like Philip Seymour Hoffman, shooting up heroin in his extra apartment.
No, he didn't die from that. No, he died. I was in his
died from pills.
He died from medication he had the flu, and he was medicating for the flu, and he was mixing medications. I was in his apartment.
I know, you told me. You were in, but didn't he die in like Mary-Kate or Ashley Olsen's joint? One of the Olsen twins? Didn't he die in one of their places?
I was in his apartment down in Soho. They turned it into an art gallery. It was between, I want to say, Spring and what's south of Spring. Not Prince. Prince is north of Spring, right? Whatever south of Spring. Anyways,
south of Spring is that part of town. That was the manufacturing capital of New York City. That's where all the sweatshops were. All these amazing, you guys have all seen Ghost, right? That amazing. I love Ghost. It's a charming movie. It's hilarious and it's moving. That apartment that those two have, at one time there were like 60 women and children making shirt collars in that particular apartment. Those were all sweatshops. They were these big. It's called the Iron District because all of those buildings are made out of cast iron, and then that's the facades of the building.
Oh my God! Some of those buildings are beautiful. That's classic New York. There. What are you wearing, by the way? Oh, you're wearing your Speedy.
Speedy. Yeah.
Let's have a look at it there. I haven't seen it in a while.
Wow.
Let's get a zoom in on it.
Yeah.
Just for the watch aficionados.
The Omega twat was just. It was the most depressing. Going into the Omega store was so depressing.
When did that happen?
I hooked up with Eazy-E and we went on a watch spree.
I didn't hear anything about this, by the way. I'm wearing the
root beer.
The root beer. Let me do
that shit
on it. Yeah.
You do a loom shot.
It's such a
I could do a loom shot too, right? Oh, I can't because I have green screen.
No, yeah, it's not gonna work. There we go. How's that?
Look at that, yeah.
Is that nice?
So yesterday I was running errands, right? You'll laugh at this. And there's this big jarhead muscle douche, and he's wearing a root beer yesterday at Trader Joe's. Mm-hmm. And he's like this, one of these guys. Walks like this. With his chest out. And I said, nice root beer. And he looks at me and he goes, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, they don't like that.
Excuse me?
You got to be careful, man.
What's wrong with you? I said, what do you mean, what's wrong with me? He goes, why would you talk to me like that? I said, what do you mean, why would I talk to you like that? I said, I'm admiring your Rolex root beer, GMT Master 2. And I had my Milgas on. I went, see? Twinsies. And he goes, oh, dude, sorry. I thought you were hitting on me. What the fuck?
Yeah, because a dude just gave him a random compliment. He doesn't fucking know his watch.
What does that mean? Nice root beer.
He doesn't know the nickname of his watch.
He does not know the nickname of his watch.
Well, dude, in general, you have to be careful. And I learned this the hard way. About 50% of guys don't appreciate mentioning the watch. Oh. Now, we've talked about this on the Watch Fashion Police, and Michaela's like, oh, nobody has a problem. I'm like, yeah, I wonder why. Why. But for us, man, like going, oh, nice roller, nice AP there. A lot of guys go, the fuck are you talking about? And they just, they dismiss you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Just be careful.
Oh, by the way, I want to suck your cock.
Then he went home and he Googled root beer and he realized he
Yeah,
had a
you see what
fucking
a douche he
GDP
was. That's for you, Dean.
wine's kicking
Wine's
in.
kicking in. That's like that in Team Police. He's like, no, we're just trying to further your career. Now suck my cock. You've never seen Team America World Police? It's one of the funniest movies ever made. Tobster, everybody's favorite right-wing Republican pundit, has one of the most charming things to say, and this is freaking hilarious. We went from two cowboys hiding their gay love in the closet to two guys in cowboy suits having a fisting orgy on the sidewalk in Hollywood for Pride Month. Can't there be a happy medium?
Well,
You know, like what I always said, gay rights are not about people fisting or wearing a dress, and that's just how it goes because it's just so retarded.
right.
This is very good, Margot. I got this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, let's have a look at the bottle there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Confidence de Prairie Lichine. And it's 2012.
Oh, wow. It's been in the bottle a while.
Yeah. You
Nice
want to know the
age on
price on this bottle? Ready for this?
No.
Guess. Take a guess. You know wine prices. Oh, in New York, you don't know anymore.
I mean, that, I don't know, 60, 70, 80. I don't know.
35.
Oh, wow.
At Paul's joint. It was pretty good.
All right. Cool.
I mean, there were other things there I would like, but I was like, you know what? It's 13% alcohol. I was like,
Okay,
that's
good,
just
good.
about right. Because
About right.
we used to
You're
drink.
not going to get 12.5 ever.
I know.
No, that's old. That's old world. That stopped a long time ago.
Ray wants to know, is this live or Fox News, you bunch of Nazis? We love you, Ray, you crazy person. There it goes. That's the line. Phonetic Duck says, all right now, Gary, now suck my cock.
That's Team America.
Yeah, Team America. Everyone's got AIDS. AIDS. Your mother, AIDS. Sister, AIDS. Brother, AIDS.
AIDS.
What was the name of the musical? It wasn't Rent, but it was, of course, based on that. What is it called?
Something, yeah.
It was very close.
It was very close to Rent, yeah.
It was called like Lease or
something like that, yeah. They're pretty smart, those guys.
They are. But, I saw that big musical that they made.
I know. You've been telling me about this for 15 years.
Dude, I want you to see it. Listen,
you hated
I had
it.
such big expectations
Yes.
for it. And it was just such toilet humor. And these guys are so smart and so funny and so musical. Incredibly musical.
Yeah.
And I saw it with, what's his face, who I like, Ben Platt. Paul can't stand him. Ben Platt won a Tony Award for Dear Evan Hansen. He's a young guy and he's a Nepo baby because his dad's a huge producer, but he's a marvelous singer. Very stylized, very unique. So it could irritate people like a lot of singers are. Some people have their lane where they're so weird that it's annoying. I get it. Paul just can't stand it. And the other problem with him is he's, as to quote extras, he's a bit too gay.
Too gay.
Everything he does is gay. And that's like, even for the gays, it's really annoying. Just stop being so gay. It's boring. It's so fucking boring. Just do what you got to do and stop saying because I'm gay. Because it's gay. This is gay. It's a gay cat. It's a gay glass of wine. It's a gay this. It's a gay that. Gay wine opener. No one gives a shit. Just sing the song and shut up.
I was at a bar here only a few weeks ago with a bunch here, arty bunch, and the Biennale was coming up, and they were all getting ready with their exhibitions and stuff. So I'm out there drinking with the lads and getting to know new people. And there's one guy, he has this, I don't know, like scantily clad on and a big fur coat over it, and I'm like, look at you, like peacocking.
Peacocking, right?
Yeah, he's got the earrings, and he's sitting in the corner with a cigarette, and I was like, oh, this is great Venice cool shit, man. And they're like, somebody introduced me, and this guy, man, he has a YouTube channel, and he talks about watches. And I had the AP Royal Oak on, And he goes, "Oh, you have Old be gay. We should talk one time." You know, he spotted it immediately.
He knew what it was.
He was like, "Oh, very impressive. You have Old be gay." And then
Mm.
he had to leave, and he was like, "We'll find each other. You know, you're
I love how you
definitely."
do this. We found
Yeah,
each other.
yeah, he's like that. Yeah,
Because
I was
that's,
like,
the
this guy's
gays.
really interesting. You know, very cool
The gays with the hand.
with the hand.
Which is not untrue, fellas and ladies. It's just not untrue. It's just some people are gay and some people are just too gay.
That's right.
Peacocking is a very, very odd thing, and it's not just for the gays. You see some of these, like the guy that I said, nice root beer. That's all I said to him in an aisle of Trader Joe's. I was like, nice root beer. But also, I've joked about this on the show before. Like, I'll be on the subway and I'll do this. You know, when somebody's got their arm down, because I'm noticing their great watch. And you got to be very careful with
Oh
that.
man,
because that looks, like you're looking somewhere else.
yeah, right.
And you know what? I'm 58 years old and I'm not looking at that shit. I'm looking at your watch, dude. That's all I'm looking at.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, but they don't know that, man.
Yeah,
it could be a handsy old queen.
It could be
nice,
Kevin Spacey.
Nice root beer. Like, what did he think it meant? I don't
know what he thought that meant, but I'm kind of horrified. Beer. And I think maybe we should start a rumor. Root beer means something, Charles Aznavour, this will just show you because he loves to make fun of what a lost in time old queen I am. But Charles Aznavour is one of the most beautiful writers of lyric and music from yesteryear. Wrote a song called "What Makes a Man," and one of the lyrics is about these. It's the song's about these two queens who work in a 1930s in Paris, and they're repressed, but they do drag. And one of the lines is, "It's like, what do we do for fun? We start rumors."
I was talking about that tonight because we're talking about baby reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
And
tell me more about that, please.
So I haven't seen it myself, but I've seen all the hype, and I watched the Piers Morgan thing. So it's some woman who got madly obsessed with this dude, and wound up, getting sent to jail for stalking. And so I wanted to talk to John, our mutual friend John, because he talks about the lie detector tests and stuff. He was traveling tonight, so no go there. We'll do it next week. But I figured I'd talk about, the various girls, because in the band there was a lot of fucking crazy girls. We've spoken about this privately. There are certain names I won't mention. But I spoke a bit about that and how one of these girls just basically convinced everyone that we were a couple.
Oh.
We were a couple. And it was brought to my attention just a couple of years ago by a different Irish girl I was talking to on the phone. And she was like, weren't you with that girl and you cheated on her and did this? And I was like, I was never with that girl. Where did you hear that? Oh, no, but that's lore. Like, everybody knows you were with her. I was like, I was never, ever with that girl. She just fucking spread the fucking rumors around. And now she married her friend, our good mutual friend. Fuck.
Oh. And does he think that?
I don't know what he thinks. He was my mate. We used to hang out a lot.
Now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, we can't say anything.
No, of course. So, you need to find that out though, because that would be awkward, wouldn't it?
What?
Because people can't. For him to think that maybe you were there first or blah blah blah. That would be
okay. It's Bashar's Friday night. She lost her virginity. Okay. That was the one time we were together. Okay. But then she went and she started trying to sabotage everything. She was the one who sent the letter to my house when I was away doing Lollapalooza, and it arrived. And Kendra opened the fucking letter and read the whole letter. She knew she was sending the letter at that exact time to try and fucking and she did. When myself and Kendra broke up and all that mess, she brought that up. She goes, yeah, and you were definitely sleeping with that girl the whole time. I was like, no, fucking no. Like, but
does she not know how guys operate?
Right.
I mean, you know what? When you're gay, you don't even catch your name.
No, but it's like,
thanks so much, bro.
Different rules.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, people spread rumors, man.
They spread rumors,
fucking
and
believe them.
well, why wouldn't they? Because when somebody makes compelling arguments, as I've learned in court over the last couple of weeks,
Right.
that, well, first of all, the people that we're up against have not made compelling arguments. They think they thought they did, but they haven't. But when somebody starts a rumor, especially in pop culture or in the media, as we've seen now, listen, I'm not trying to turn eyelashes into a political thing, because that's not what we do here. We have fun, we drink wine, and we bullshit.
Fine.
But like, Trump's going to go down for this whole Stormy Daniel thing, because like the evidence is compelling. It's compelling, and I think she's a trashy whore for sure. And nothing against trashy whores. Be a trashy whore. Make money, sell your vagina. You can sell your toaster on eBay. No problem.
Cohen, his lawyer.
Correct. 100%.
His lawyer paid her off, and then he paid him back.
That's correct. Yeah. That's definitely all true. There's no jury in the world that's going to decide.
His fans don't care. His fans are like,
no, they don't.
They don't care.
They don't care, but it's against.
It's very European, by the way. It's very European, because European politicians, like, oh, you slept with that girl. He's like, yeah, like, I'm a politician. Like, that's not weird in Europe to be a womanizer. But America's all very clean. And like,
it's puritanical bollocks. We're dirtier than everybody, but we lie about it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Very puritanical. You want the clean, happy
families.
Whereas there's a lot of people who are like, no, fuck the clean, happy family. I just want the real dude. That's why they love Trump, because they're like, yeah, of course he fucked a lot of girls around New York. Big deal. At least he's real. I'm not arguing his side. I'm just trying to tell you where they're coming from. So they don't care.
Listen, I get his side completely. I understand why people were sick of the man, sick of the norm. Let's get a regular Joe who knows how to run a company. I get all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So he likes a little, on the side. It's all cool. But at the end of the day, there are actual laws. And the law is not that he had sex with a girl that was being paid for it. The law is that, perjury, and there's so many other laws that were broken in the context of this case.
Thing.
It's hush money.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Out of all his discretions over the years, he might go down for just some fucking broad. It's like it's Al Capone with the taxes. Like, he did so much he killed so many people, but he went down for fucking tax evasion. So it might be interesting, like, if Trump goes down because of some fucking broad, some porn star. It's beautiful, man. In 50 years, they'll tell these stories, like, and no one will believe them.
No one will believe it. Yeah. She hosted this. There was a guy that I worked with when I worked at the farm, the establishment that fired me, and he's an actor, and he's a terrifically talented guy, and he's a gay older man. Not older man, he's like in his 40s or whatever. And he told me to watch the show with Stormy Daniels, and it's some kind of gay house of bullshit. Like, you throw a bunch of gays into a house and see who hooks up. But the host is Stormy Daniels. And I was like, you know why I don't like her? I don't like her because, a beautiful woman in the presence of gay men is a goddess, because gay men love women more than straight men, because you guys all want to just bang them, but we want to worship them.
She's not beautiful.
No, she's not.
She's not.
She's not. Can you do that freeze frame that face? She's not. But you want to know what the other thing was? She's not gay friendly. Now, you're an over the hill trollop. Maybe you were pretty back in your day.
What do you mean she's not gay friendly?
Dude. I just said dude. Dude. What's up, Broham? So, like, when gay men are around, attractive or vivacious or overly adorned women, all the icons of the gay world, they're all, roots and boots and lots of makeup and stuff. She's a girl that's super corseted, and, she's a big old slutty old whore. Let's be honest. She's not gay friendly because she's, like, the guys are saying sassy shit to her, and she's just not getting the jokes. She's not reveling in their adoration. She's actually angry at them for being younger, prettier, and sexier than her. So it was the weirdest mix. I'm like, they need to fire her. She's so she's uncomfortable around. What pretty girl, regardless of whether or not you think she's pretty, what pretty girl is not comfortable around gay men? Because they're like, you are a goddess. We adorn, we anoint you, because gay men love sexy biatches,
Yes.
especially if you're a little slutty, a little bit of a whore. She's got a great little history, and she sucked. So, Stormy
Okay.
Daniels, she's the worst witness in the entire world. And I know she lost that first case a while back, but it's all going to get thrown out now because there's way too much. Michael Cohen, that guy's had enough.
He's already served time, hasn't he?
Sure, he went to prison. Yeah.
Fucking gas.
Yeah.
You know, the way at this point, I feel like Trump is going to do 30 days of jail.
He's going to contempt, right?
And then win. No,
get elected in jail.
He's going. They're going to throw him in the slammer for 30 days, and then he'll get out and then win the presidency and be the biggest hero in the world because he was. Now he's been inside. He's got street
cred.
Street cred.
He's got what is it called? Clink cred, right?
Yeah. He's got to be like, hey, when I was in the slammer and we were playing, poker late at night in the cells, he's gonna have he's gonna fucking milk the shit out of that.
He needs one big black guy to just fuck the living shit out of him in jail. But you know what? He's a former president. He will be in a Ritz-Carlton cell that will have all of the amenities and Secret Service.
Yeah.
He has Secret Service for life.
Yeah.
Once you're a president, Secret Service for life. He'll be put in everybody laughs about Martha Stewart. First of all, Martha Stewart is one of the coolest bitches ever. Isn't she?
Yeah, she's went inside and she came out on top.
She came out. She lost everything, came back bigger than ever.
She hangs out with Snoop Dogg.
Weed. She smokes weed. She's a baller beyond compare. And she went to jail.
He's gonna have that now. And they'll love it. They'll love it. They'll be like, you know what? Our boy, he's got some fucking prison tats. He's the real shit. He isn't controlled by the elite on Capitol Hill.
You're the elite.
They're gonna suck the shit out of that. Fuck.
But now that I've seen The Matrix, guys, I totally get the red pill, blue pill.
The red pill, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Dude,
holy shit.
That film changed the world. I was saying to you last night that Andrew Tate is like, the Matrix is after me. The Matrix, they know me. That's what he's referring to. He's saying that there's the world as we think it is, and then there's the real world. Mm-hmm. And they want to shut you up just like the agents want to shut up Neo, and they want to shut up Morpheus and so on. That's what they're all referring to. That film is cultural. It's one of the recent cultural
I'm so
events.
grateful I saw it now because and I'm going to watch it again because I feel like there's so many layered nuances in it that I need to see. I think that earlier on, because I'm a gigantic Joseph Campbell fan, and I love one of my favorite books ever is Robert Heinlein's The Door into Summer. I was like, I was watching this. I was like, oh, wait a second. This is the Wachowski brothers at the time are totally not deviating from the perfection of the Joseph Campbell mythology storytelling structure. They're just they just completely made sure that they didn't fuck up, and they didn't. So I'm watching this whole thing. I'm like, this is I'm not going to get what I need to get out of one viewing. And I need to also, you watch it on virtual reality now. You watch it on your headset. You get a fucking 800-foot screen, right, on your headset.
I mean, I haven't watched that on that.
You should, because it's probably sick. Sure. So my niece is in the room. So now I've got two of my identical twin nieces, by the way.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, go do your thing. Rob pulled Martha Stewart over years ago. Her husband is a cop. So this is Christine Bicchetti. She is my niece, and she is the identical twin sister of, and I don't know, what is your, let me find your screen name, Jewel. I can't find it. It was like Tortini, right? So she pulled Rob, her husband. They live in not in this state anymore. I'm not doxing anybody. He pulled Martha Stewart over. What was she doing? Was she drinking or was she smoking weed? What was she doing? Was she speeding? Tobe thinks he's already a lockup. They put him in clean. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but whatever. Dave 451, Rikers Island is already prepared just in case. Rikers Island is probably going to be the prime real estate of New York once they're going to get rid of that prison, because we're treating our prisoners unkindly. That's what's going on in America right now. People shouldn't have to, when people go to jail, they shouldn't be imprisoned. Yeah, figure that out. Yeah, her driver went the wrong way, said she was awesome. She's the coolest chick ever. Martha Stewart. First of all, I have two favorite, you know how much I love to cook. Whenever I'm looking for a recipe, it's either Martha or Ina Garten, the Barefoot Contessa. And I hate saying the Barefoot Contessa because I don't like barefoot. I don't want people to expose their feet. I have a real problem with the Barefoot Contessa ethos. It's gross. And also, she's very heavy set and she's probably got big chubby feet. Gross. Even more gross. But Martha Stewart, especially for cakes, because Martha Stewart is an amazing baker and she's got great ideas for bread and cakes. So I always do that. Travis Watts says NDAs are not illegal. No, they're certainly not. I'm not a Trump fan, but I don't see a crime. I remember another president committed perjury for an affair with an intern. By the way, not only did I meet Monica Lewinsky, but she used to come into my old bar and sell bags. She was a handbag designer for a very short time, or maybe she still is. I don't know. Let me tell you something about this girl. She was, she was a heavy set girl, but not obese in any way. Absolutely porcelain skin, bright blue eyes, beautiful hair, one of the kindest, sweetest ladies ever. She used to come in and get a chamomile tea, and she liked one particular item on the menu, and she would talk to all the girls, and they talk about handbags. She was an absolutely lovely girl. So I've met one president in my lifetime and one president's girlfriend, which was fun. Hans Niesentoss is here. Hey, Hans. See the second one just for Monica Bellucci. I love Monica Bellucci. One of my absolute favorite. Spectre was the film in the James Bond franchise that saved me from getting so frustrated because Skyfall being the biggest grossing, highest grossing film ever in James Bondom. I wasn't even going to watch Spectre because it's the same director, but Monica Bellucci was in it. And I was like, I'm going to watch it for her, because I think she's one of the most beautiful creatures in the history of the world. Amazing. You love Monica Bellucci, right, Bush?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, you're red-blooded lunatic. So my niece's husband pulled her over because they were driving the wrong way and said Martha Stewart was awesome, which I totally buy.
Wow.
Because she's a sensational chick. And she's like 80 now, right? How old is Martha Stewart?
Easily, yeah.
70, she's got to be 80.
Late 70s, yeah.
Let's see how old she is. Martha S-T-E-W-A-R-T. She lost everything and got it all back. She's 82. Fuck off. Wow. When she was young, she was a model.
Is that a fact?
Did you ever see what she looked like?
Show me.
You won't even believe it. Not her modern shit.
I'm fucking Rage Against the Machine on my mind right now.
Yeah, right. That song's very infectious, right?
They had the coolest riffs. And they had so many riffs in each song. Each of their tracks, like they had 3 or 4 monstrous riffs per song.
This is Martha Stewart's modeling career.
Oh, wow. Look at her. Wow.
Kind of like Jane Birkin, like that era.
Yeah, right.
She just died, Jane Birkin.
Really?
Yeah, she's dead. The Birkin bag. All the girls want the Birkin bag. How much is a Birkin bag?
I mean, retail, if you're lucky enough to get one, I think 12.
12?
But anything on the gray is starting at 25 and going up to like 150, depending on the configuration.
For a bag.
Oh, yeah, the women go nuts for it.
And what about a Kelly bag? What's the difference in price between a Kelly bag and a Birkin bag?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
Well, you knew the
they're
Birkin
just as
bag.
Hard. They're just as hard to get
Oh, they're just as hard.
The Kelly is just behind the Birkin.
Oh, it
The
is.
Birkin is the Daytona. The Kelly is the sub.
Huh? Because my friend Kate, Kate and Carl, who they're very wealthy, retired people, and they're very down to earth and normal. But she's got a real bag thing. Oh, I just heard the Gabbiano.
Oh yeah, they're going fucking nuts.
They're going mental. I can hear them right now outside your window.
Yeah, they do this fucking shit middle of the night,
complaining. Why don't you throw a big thing of bread out the window and they'll shut up? You could shut them up right now by throwing one piece of bread out the window. Right?
They wouldn't know.
They can see in the
They're
dark.
complaining. They whine like, oh my God, they're the worst.
So my friend has all those bags and she's got an in there because she had a really old watch. So she doesn't, she
has a collection of vintage fucking Birkins. She's sitting on millions of dollars because those things patina, they get older, they're discontinued. They're like Daytonas. They're like collecting Daytonas, white gold, yellow gold Daytonas. It's the same exact thing.
So you would know more than most. So we all know that there was a point in time when the Rolex Daytona, you couldn't give them away. Nobody gave a fuck about them. Then all of a sudden, they became the be all end all. How did
the 90s?
It was the 90s. And was there one particular person that did it? Like, was it a John Mayer type person? Was it a celebrity?
No, I don't know. I mean, obviously the not the Stephen Queen, but Paul Newman became famous later. But the Paul Newman Daytona was bought for him because that was the only Rolex that was available that day. She walked in. What's her name? She walked in to buy him a Rolex.
Joanne Woodward,
and they didn't have anything, but they had a Daytona. And they're like, "Oh, what about this?" Like, and she was like, "Fine, I'll take that." That's crazy. They went for 17 million then years later, but
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it kind of it gained provenance like later on, and by the noughties, the Daytona, I can't speak. The Daytona has been a hard watch to get for a fucking long time, very long time.
No, I know that now, but like Oisin and I privately, kids, we talk about what we would do if we had a time machine. And I always say I would go to the 50s, one, because I'm an old fag and I like the movies and stuff, but I would immediately buy all the CK2 915s that were available. I'd buy them all because they cost $125. But crazy? Then you have to think about a couple of things. You have to think about, and this is important, because there's no credit cards. So you might have a charge plate, but that has to be with Saks Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the resources to do it.
You have to find out a way to have currency, money in that era.
Listen, I saw a comedian recently who was talking about going back in time. And he's like, I don't even know if I could convince anyone I'm from the future. I'd go back in time. I wouldn't know how anything really works. I'd see somebody on a phone and be like, oh, in many years, people will have them in their pockets. And they'd be like, how does that work? And he'd be like, something to do with satellites. What's a satellite? Oh, shit. Now I've got myself in trouble. It's a thing that is in the sky. Like, he wouldn't be able to even convince anyone he's from the future because he actually doesn't understand how anything actually works. And it's kind of
even you or I, people who understand technology and satellites and all that stuff, even if we went back with that information, it would just sound like some kind of crazy sci-fi theory, right?
Sound like an idiot.
Yeah, you would sound like an idiot.
You'd sound like an idiot.
Oh, did you see that guy on Queens Boulevard? He's crazy.
Also, if you buy the CK2915s or you buy the Daytonas, you got to sit around for 60 years for anything.
No, I get back in my time machine and come back.
Oh, you come back forward.
No, I'm not staying there.
Then they're new old stock, man.
They're new old stock. I've got a brand new, and I don't want the 2s and the 3s. I want the 1s. I want the CK2915-1. And it wasn't called -1, it was just called CK2915.
Yeah, you can buy a bunch of Paul Newmans.
Well, I'd buy all the Paul Newmans. I would buy every watch.
But then there'll be questions. People will be like, "How come it's so fucking perfect? There's no aging on it at all."
And you're worried about what they'd say in the future, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't care at all. I'd
Lots
be like,
of things wouldn't make sense. Listen,
I'd be like, my
the
dad
best
worked for
scenario,
American Airlines. He traveled all over the world and bought everything all over the place. I don't
and you
know.
just stuck it in the bank.
And I'd get receipt. You know, obviously, you get receipts. I'd have receipts from all these stores. We'd have full box of papers. Imagine, but it would look brand new. Oh God, though, if they carbon dated it after you travel, would it look like it was new, or would it look like it's old?
What do you mean?
Because carbon dating, you know, whatever the technology is for that, it can tell you basically how old the Shroud of Turin is, or blah blah blah.
Oh, sure.
If we got in a time machine with a brand new receipt, would that receipt actually read in a carbon date as brand new?
Yeah, they'd be like, no, this is a very, very highly convincing fake. They'd be looking for aging in the things. It's the same as like people who like investigate paintings from master artists. They'd be like, no, the aging of the paper or that kind of paper wouldn't look the same today. And then they deem it to be a fake. Yeah, you'd run into all sorts of problems. You know, the dream is just like, yeah, you buy all the stuff and you just live your life, and then eventually ages. I don't think there's any fast track way around it, even in our stupid fantasy.
Bala's got it right. Go back to when Bitcoin was 0.6 USD. There you go, dude. You couldn't be more correct.
Yeah,
you couldn't be. Buy all the 59 Les Pauls. I would, and I'd give them all to Emmett O'Malley.
So yeah, you play the shit out of them.
Just buy IBM stock. You guys are all on the same length, right?
Yeah,
it's totally true.
Apple stock.
Apple stock. Crazy. Apple is no longer the biggest company in the world. Microsoft is the biggest company in the world again.
Really? Apple are losing the plot, man.
Oh man, did you see what they did with that iPad commercial?
Yeah, they're in trouble now.
Oh man, did they fuck up? And you think I'm an old fart for screaming about they're using auto-tune and lip Beyonce? Fucking, they basically took artists and creative people and put them in a fucking. I watched it. I was like, wow, Tim Cook.
It's pretty tone deaf.
You're a dick. I'm gonna go on the record because I own everything everything I own is by Apple. Yeah. I'm in that ecosystem, and I'm not saying it's because I want to be there, but it's because they've always Steve provided the tools that we need as musicians and creative people to get the job done. Tim Cook has created a prosumer company for people who want to be
He's a company man. He's a businessman.
Yeah.
He's not. I think Steve Jobs chose him because I'm sorry to say, because he's a gay man. He's a gay man.
He's a gay man.
And
a little too gay.
A little too gay. And he probably thought, oh, this guy's a visionary and he's an artistic type. Truth is, Tim Cook is just he's a corporate guy. He's a corporate
guy. He answers to the shareholders. I mean, I didn't meet him because I don't get starstruck by people ever. Johnny Ive came into the restaurant that I worked in, and I sent you a video, I think, and I went like this. Oh my God.
Well, Johnny Ive is a bit of a visionary.
He's a visionary. I was so blown away, and he was having dinner. He was having breakfast with his family, and I went up, pretended I was getting glasses at the upstairs bar, and I just I put my camera in the video. I have a video of Johnny Ive using the fucking loo, coming out of the loo. Because I was like, oh my God. And I was just like, because I got starstruck by Elvis Costello after I met him and hung out with him and didn't care. Later on, after I appreciated him, starstruck by Steve Jobs, who I met once, and then starstruck by Johnny Ive. I don't get starstruck, but like Jonathan Ive, who designed everything for Apple, this cunt, this bean counter fucker. Like, I'm in the market. I'm going to have to upgrade my computer setup.
Tim Cook, you're talking about now.
Tim Cook. Did I not say that? Sorry. Apologize. I'm going to have to upgrade this shebang here. I've got like this lovely setup with an iMac and a big screen and all this stuff.
Listen, the M1 was a huge jump.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was, but they didn't do it very well. Things are getting weird. That fucking headset thing they've been selling for $3,500. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have my what what is it? The Meta Quest 3. It's fucking grand. It's fun. It's a lot of
How
fun.
much is that?
It's $500.
Oh, that's great.
And it has the cameras, and you walk around, you see your whole apartment, but the shit is floating in the air. I don't think it's as good as the Apple thing, but it's nearly. And it has a lot more software and games and things to do. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good for watching movies. You know, you have this fucking thing on your head. You want to take it off after a while. That's the problem.
Sure. Yeah, that
You know, you
would
stick a
have to.
laptop on your sheets in the bed, and you go to sleep watching Ripley or whatever. You can fall asleep, and it's just, you know, you're watching it. You still enjoy the show. You don't need to see it in this. It's interesting to watch it on this enormous virtual screen, but I'm not sure it's really worth it, especially that you have this big clunky, you know, this thing on your head. You know, when you pull it off,
I have
it's
never
like a
done that,
relief.
so I don't even know what that's like.
You probably have a lot of fun. Like for $500, man, you probably have a lot of fun just kidding around with the thing and, you know, fucking around with it. It's for $500, it's worth it to play with the toy. For $3,500, I don't know if it's worth it.
They really positioned that price point in a very stupid place.
Weird. Even $2,500 would have been a lot. $3,500
should have been $1,500. Perfect price point.
Yeah. $1,499 would have been nice.
That would have been smart. But I'm sure they spent well, 1,000 would have been perfect, right?
Everybody would have one now. If it was $1,000, everyone would have gotten one. Because you can do your workflow and you can hook it up to your laptop and edit in Final Cut Pro and shit like that. I would have one. If it was $9.99, I would have one, and I'd be editing my videos in it because, you know, I do all my editing I do 4K footage of fucking landscapes and shit. And when I post it to YouTube, sometimes I play it back on this big 65-inch thing. I know it doesn't look that big from the camera angle, but it's a fucking huge OLED screen. And I see details in there that I never saw before. And when I watch sometimes on the headset, I see even more detail. I'm like, holy shit, I didn't realize there was a couple walking along in the background, like somewhere in the distance. If you edit with that, you know, vision. But when you think about it, like so many great movies, Lawrence of Arabia and so on, were all edited on the Moviola, which had this stupid screen that was about that size.
This big.
Yeah. And they edited their films on that. So they were probably going to the movie theater to see their film released, and
they had to do it. They had to project
saw shit that they didn't see before. Not
and
Kubrick.
Went back in and fixed
Not Kubrick. Kubrick saw everything. But everyone else are probably like, oh fuck, you know, like the stuff you see when it's a 50-foot screen, you know. I would have one of those. If it was $9.99, I would have one.
So let me ask you a question. This is for all of the bastards and Oisin as well. So what would be I know they spent a ton of money on research and development and all that stuff, but wouldn't it have been so much smarter to sell it for $9.99 and sell a quadrillion of them? It's a colossal failure at this point. No one's buying it. It's too expensive.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of nerds in New York and LA who bought it. I think it was not smart. It was not $9.99.
Imagine if they sold it for that. I think you just nailed it on the head. Had they positioned it within reach of normal people,
right?
Because this is not like, you know, Thelma Schumacher doesn't fucking care about that. She's not interested in that. She still got her Moviola or whatever, Avid or whatever she's doing. But like anybody who would want to pick up on this or incorporate this new technology into a different strata of industry, which it certainly could become. Forget about I'm on the moon or I'm playing basketball with, Michael Jordan. It might become an essential ingredient for filmmakers or whomever.
Dude, right now with my MetaQuest, I can sit in front of and it works on the Mac as well. I can sit in front of my workstation, which is on the other side, right? That's where I do, because I have two workstations here back to back, right? And I can have my screen and other screens hovering around it where I can have other shit. And people are loving the Apple thing for that. Like they can expand and they can have multiple screens without buying a screen, without paying the money to buy a new screen. And yeah, it could be great for a workflow. And it probably is for the guys who shell out the 3,500. You have to remember as well, 3,500 is for the base model.
Yeah, it's the base
And then
model.
plus tax, and you buy the extra stuff for it, and there are extra things. You're spending the guts of $5,000 for this experimental yoke. You see
People are
that
saying it's sold out. I want to see how sold out this thing is.
see that strap that's
Yeah.
on the back of your head? No
Yeah.
one's using that.
No, they're all
It
throwing
comes
it out.
with a different strap as well, an alternative strap which goes over the top of your head, and everyone's using that one because it's better. So it was
Really going to make this that difficult that I have to
it's
grab
very
it?
difficult to buy one because it has to go through a whole head shape thing, and you have to customize. It's not easy.
Wow.
Now, build wise, it's probably a much more refined looking instrument than my MetaQuest. But
Can't do
fuck
that.
it, the MetaQuest is like what?
It said, I know I did this before, but
yeah.
it said enter your phone number for your saves. I was like, oh, I can't do that.
No thanks. No. So
Moleste.
Molesta.
Oh, hey, that's for you. Paul's here. He's having a glass of wine.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
no, you got to come into the camera. You could just your body in the wine glass is fine. They all know who you
Dox
are.
himself. Hey man.
He's only ever appeared when I got where is she?
You got the Millie.
Where is the Millie? There she is. Living in her favorite box. Ta-da! In her
Nice.
Mirage box. I wore the living shit out of her this week, and I balled out. Took her to court. Wore
That's
a
the right
really
thing.
beautiful suit. Had a
Yeah,
Milgauss. I had the guy at the security guy who was a fucking ride. New York City cop. I mean, it was just not even believable. And he's like, "Is that a Milgauss?" I'm like, "It is." He goes, "Dude." He just goes, "Dude." He did that. He went, "Dude." He goes, "Yo, is that a Milgauss?" I went, "Yeah, it is." He goes, "Dude."
It'll always
Like,
be
yeah.
popular, that watch.
Yeah, I mean, I told you with that. Oh, so you asked about this. I told you about that. I hooked up with hooked up. You can't
Easy.
say that anymore. People think
Yeah.
that it means you had
It
sex.
means
I
something
did
else.
not have sex with Easy. We met and we had coffee and we went to Vempe. We went to
Oh wow. When was
But-
this?
this was last week.
Oh my god, I missed
How
that.
do you not know this?
I don't know.
So we went there. We went to Vempe. We went to the Omega store. We went to. Did I not tell you about the whole Breitling shebang?
Dude, I missed all of it. Was I asleep? What happened?
I don't know. So here's the story, right? Here's the story. So I hooked up with Easy. We went out. He's a totally amazing dude. He's a absolutely wonderful fellow. And we met for coffee. Went to this place called Zappino's, which had really great coffee. It had double espresso, cappuccino. No, I had a macchiato. And then we went to Vempe. Then we went to Omega. Then we went. Where else did we go? We went everywhere. We went to all the watch stores on Fifth Avenue. I'm just thinking of the highlights. So in Vempe, they've got or Wempe, depending on where you're from. They had, Patek. We went in there and we went into Rolex, and we're in Rolex, and all these Gavoni guys are walking around talking about you got to.
Where's Rolex? It's on Fifth Avenue, right?
Well, we went into the Rolex boutique in Vempe because
in Vempe.
Rolex has the Rolex official service place on 55th Street. We didn't go there because that you have to have an appointment and blah blah blah. So we went in, and Vempe has all the big brands. They don't have AP. They don't have
no one has AP anymore.
They don't have Vacheron Constantin. They don't have any of that shit. So we went in there, but they have Rolex, and Rolex is a giant room. We went in there, and we're in there, and we're talking about stuff, and everybody's talking about the Explorer 2, white dial. Everybody wants the Polar. Really? And I was like, I thought they were gonna. I said, I thought they were gonna discontinue that. And she goes, "No, they discontinued yours."
Yeah.
Because I've got my Milgauss on.
Well, it will
And
never ever, even if they come back with the Milgauss, it will
it'll be
never be
different.
in the form that what you have. That
No,
watch will
never.
never ever be made again.
Now
You
it's
have a
going to be a totally
collector's
different
item.
thing. Yeah, it's not going to have a Faraday cage. It's just going to have blah
It
blah
won't have
blah.
the same head shape,
No, it'll be a
case
super
shape.
case.
Yeah,
I have the Oyster case, and the Oyster case is the sexiest. It's like a beautiful woman. It's voluptuous and it's just got curves. It's gorgeous.
yeah.
So then we
man.
went to the Omega store where we met some dragon lady who was just not interested. And meanwhile, we both came double fisted. I had my Speedy in my service pouch. I had my
So Omega they have downtown by Battery Park,
in the flagship Fifth Avenue.
and Fifth Avenue.
God
Okay,
bless.
thank you.
So I'm wearing my Milgauss and I've got my Speedy in my service pouch. And I've got a slight issue. And my issue is that if I turn the crown, I can't wind the watch backwards because the actual crown will come, it'll just separate from the stem.
You don't go backwards, you go forwards.
Yeah, I know,
You
but
never go backwards.
well, you're supposed to be able to without the crown.
You never go. What you mean that way, counterclockwise?
Counterclockwise, this will fall off.
Yeah, because you're unscrewing it.
But this doesn't have a screw down crown.
You only wind that watch forward.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to come off though.
Coming off is a bit disturbing, but
yeah,
you're not supposed to go. You know, years ago,
you're not supposed
thinking
to,
that winding a watch is like forward, backward, forward, backward, forward. No, it's not. It's forward, forward, forward with all watches.
Yeah, but you can go backwards. Like the option's there if you want.
What do you mean, like set the time backwards?
I mean, I wouldn't do that normally.
I'm
but
asking. Do you mean to set the time backwards?
Here's a perfect example. The correct time is 6:10. That's the correct time. But your watch now says it stopped last night at 6:30. So you want to go back to 6:10. Sometimes you might want to just go this way.
Set the time backwards. That's different to winding. That's a different position.
Right. Okay.
Winding is one position. Set the time is a different position.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I totally was not.
No, I'm sorry. You just have to be specific because I need to know. So you're saying that you can't go from 6:30 back to 6:10 because
I can't.
The thing fucking comes
It'll
off.
Just come off, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Okay. So
why don't you bring it down to the Swiss?
I will.
Watch. What are they called? Because I went to them.
They're on Nassau Street. You've already told me.
Okay.
And you're right, and I will. But so here's the deal. I haven't been in Omega in quite a while. And they did what they did in Venice. I don't know what's going to happen in Venice, but they closed the store down for a while. And now it looks like the inside of an Omega box. It's that white Alcantara, but it's smooth. It's very flashy. It used to be dark and brooding and sexy and Omega. So anyway, we go in there and I'm with Easy and he's very cool. And he's wearing a Polar and what did he have? A Seamaster on? He had a couple of watches on. We double fisted.
Oh, wow.
So I go in there and we meet this lady and she's so completely not interested. She wants to sell us watches. First thing he says is, do you guys have the white dial Speedmaster that we could try on? And she's like, oh no, we don't have that. It's a wait list. And he's like, I understand that, but do you have like one for display that we could look at and maybe get on the list? She's like, no, the only watches we get in are the watches that are going to be sold to a client. So I said, so you mean you're letting people try on watches that are going to be sold to a client?
Sometimes they do that, but that isn't cool.
It's not cool.
I've tried on the Ed White, the newer Ed White, and it was already sold to a client.
Oh,
but that's waitlist.
Don't try on my fucking watch. I want a brand new watch. I don't want anybody trying that watch on if I paid for it.
Good point. Very good point.
Not right. Yeah. Not fair. If you're gonna make me jump through hoops and fire and all that shit, you can't put that in the display case and let every punter in the world try that on before I get it. It's not new anymore. It's not. That's bullshit. So she was not all that interested. I also had a 1952 Seamaster calendar that I told her I wanted to have a full service on. And I said, the reason I want a full service is because it's a bumper movement. It's the 241 movement. I wanted to get a, the only thing that's not perfect on Paul's Seamaster calendar is that the crown is a replacement crown. It's not the original period perfect crown. And I would like that. So I'm willing to go full service, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, oh, she just dismissed me. She goes, well, you'd have to just deal with Switzerland because we're not going to do. I said, so I don't use you as an intermediary, the flagship store in New York. She goes, well, you could. And I said, but I shouldn't, right? Because she was so disinterested in me. So we walked around there and felt like they were not interested. I also sold a watch while I was there because there was some Chinese guy. You know, people come from foreign countries and they're very excited to be.
Chinese buy a lot of watches abroad.
They buy a lot of watches, and this guy goes. He's looking at the white dial Seamaster, and it's way too big for his wrist. Okay. And he's talking about, I was just a tag Heuer. He says tag Hewer. I was just a tag Hewer, and I was thinking blah blah blah. And I grabbed the guy by the shoulders and I go, let me ask you a question. No offense to tag. I said, but that's an Omega Seamaster. I said, it's a far better timepiece. It's like, it's going to give you so
completely different level.
Completely different thing. I said, this, like your friends or whoever, your Instagram, whatever you're going to use, a young guy. I said, wherever you're going to show this off, no one's going to care about it being a Tag Heuer. I said, but everyone's going to be impressed that you went and you bought it, and you bought it in New York City. And he said, okay, I'll take it. And the girl goes, wow. So I sold a watch while I was in Omega. He and I walked out of there, and then we're walking down 57th Street, and we see the Richard Mille, Audemars Piguet, who wanted nothing to do with us. We walked past them.
AP, forget it. No. AP.
We looked like a bunch of hobos with bandanas on a string. They wanted nothing to do with us. AP, and like he's like, you want to go in there? I was like, I'm not going in. I'm not going in Audemars Piguet. No way. They're gonna I'm gonna feel like a fraud. But here's the deal, Ush. Ready? We walked past the Breitling store, and I said, oh, I want to go in there because, I love this brand, and I feel like they deserve at least for us to go. I should have filmed it. We walk in there, and we are greeted by this one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen in my entire life. And she goes, hello, guys. How are you? Welcome to Breitling. May I offer you some champagne or some chocolate?
They're working hard. Yeah, they're working hard because they can't sell.
Oh.
That's what happens, man.
I said, we're good. We're good. But
dude, that's what happens. They're working for you.
I know.
It's gorgeous.
It's so wrong.
They want you to because they can't sell a watch. I mean, they can, but it's a different thing. They're dying to sell you a watch. AP don't care.
I want to walk into there and buy a fucking Breitling. I want to buy like a Super Ocean from her because I want to go in there and buy something at retail. Because we spent 2.5 hours in that store and didn't
trying on everything. And
we tried on everything. She took us through the history of Breitling from the very beginning. I have photographs of 1919, 1920, the innovations. Amazing. I'm
sure. Let me jump ahead though.
Go.
You do understand why?
No, I totally do.
Dying to sell.
It's a dying brand. Nobody cares.
It's not dying brand, but it's like they can't, they really need to work it. And Omega have been like, I'm surprised about Omega because
they were cunts.
They're not exactly like people aren't exactly lining down the street. People are still lining down the street for Rolex. I just saw a guy yesterday on the internet, some fucking channel, and he was in, I don't know what town he was in. And he was in Manchester, and he was going around. Apparently Manchester has a lot of fucking watch stores, and he went into Rolex, and they were like, he's like, is there anything I can buy right here, right now? And they said, you can buy this solid gold something or other. Like I don't know what it was, because there was nothing else. They don't have that issue. So they have thousands of people asking, and they're just fucking bored of it. AP don't even try. Think about it, dude. Rolex make 1 million watches, okay? Or 800,000, whatever, a year. AP make 50,000 watches a year. Richard Mille make 5,000 watches a year.
I can't believe they
5,000.
even make that many.
So you're not getting in the door. By the way, I heard from my AP girl as well. She left me a WhatsApp the other day because she was checking on the service of my my chrono, and I was like, listen, I didn't expect to even hear from you for fucking ages. But she was like, next time you're in Milan,
did.
So she was like, next time you're in Milan, make sure you come by and find us, and come by in the evening so we can have drinks on the rooftop. Once you're in, but it's hard to get in. I fucking got lucky. That's all that happened to me. I got lucky. I was the right guy in the right place at the right fucking time, and that was it. Now I'm in. Now I got a Royal Oak. I got a fucking
you have
offshore.
2 Royal Oaks. You have an offshore and a regular
3.
Royal. You have 3 now?
No, I've had 3 for ages.
Which one do I not know about?
The black rubber bezel one.
Oh, wait. So you got
I've had that for ages, but I didn't get those first 2 from them. I got the green diver from them.
That thing is crazy town.
Yeah.
But AP is like
once you're in, you're in. You saw my video when I went in with Elton and Aaron. And we were shown all around the place, and we had Negronis made, custom Negronis from Cipriani bar and everything, the whole thing. Once you're in, because I spent 30 fucking grand on that watch. So that's it, you're in. Once you're inside the club, you're in. But trying to get in, do you understand like how it was going into that fucking AP house in Milan? We had to go through 2 doors security, and it was like there were women waiting at this desk. It was like going into a hotel or something.
No, I know,
like Mr. O'Malley for 130, and they, that's the problem. Don't even bother with those guys. Don't bother with Richard Mille. That's a
no.
That's a waste.
But
of
here's
time.
a question, and I'm going to pose this to you as a watch aficionado and a guy that owns a shitload of different brands. Do you think that on the surface, AP, what's inside that thing, is far superior to what's in Breitling?
No, not particularly.
No. It's just perception, right? It's perception of luxury. It is. I mean, I know that they're part of the Trinity. Like, I mean, I have no interest in Patek Philippe unless somebody gave me a cool Calatrava.
Okay, so let me make a musical comparison.
Go ahead.
Do you think I don't know, a Taylor guitar or some handmade fucking guitar from somewhere is better than Gibson? Like, think about Gibson. Think about like what Emmett went through with Gibson.
I know.
Right? Emmett's playing in front of 30,000 people every single night of the year for fucking 8 years. Wasn't he with
for
Enrique
for the better part of a decade? Yeah.
So he's literally advertising Gibson for 8 fucking years too.
And like they should have been licking his arse.
They should have been licking his arse. Do you remember back when we were kind of half something, and there was like the talk of sponsorship, and I was playing a Rickenbacker, and everybody laughed like, you'll never get Rickenbacker to give you anything, because Rickenbacker don't give anyone anything ever.
Neither do Gibson.
Fender,
they
Gibson,
let you borrow shit.
Right.
They've only ever given shit away to Slash and Ace Frehley, and that's it.
Right.
Those are the only 2 guys that get anything. Yeah.
And so meanwhile, you walk into PRS and they're flinging guitars at
they'll
you.
give them to everybody.
Yeah. And the wood isn't great. The pickups aren't great. They're amazing built guitars, but they're just throwing this shit at you because they want you to advertise. This is the problem. Gibson is fucking Gibson, and no one can touch them. Rick are the same. Like, the Beatles played our guitars. Fuck off. I don't care what your band is. We don't care. And that's always been the way. And it's probably the same. It's the same with Hermes. It's the same with all these other brands. And it's the same in the watch world.
What if, like, all of a sudden, like, so here's what I did. Because this girl was so...
And by the way, just because we're talking about Emmett, he did get a leg in.
He did.
Like, he did. And he got a discount for certain things. And when he had a problem with that JC 200, the fucking Rosewood one, they fucking hooked him up. But he was one of the lucky ones.
Yep.
Okay, he was one of the. Sorry, go ahead.
No. He was one of the lucky ones. Unless you're Ace or Slash.
Right.
I mean, or Jimmy Page.
Or Jimmy fucking Page.
Yeah.
They're the only
Because
people.
those are the only 3 guys that
Right.
get free Gibsons.
So
And
now
here's
you get
another
it.
thing, and I know doesn't mean anything to eyebashers, but all those classic recordings by Slash, those weren't Gibsons.
Okay, nobody gives a shit.
I know, but it just goes to show you. So here's the thing about Breitling. So that store was curated in such a way that they had this beautiful presentation where you could scan the QR code and hear this lovely narration, and you saw all the innovation and all the technology and all the history of the beautiful brand. And these watches were freaking gorgeous.
Beautiful, yeah.
And then they had all these basketball stars, these like dime a dozen rappers. They're going down the wrong road. Then I asked her, I said, who's your main guy right now? She mentioned a person that, listen, I know that like she didn't say Bill Holden or Cary Grant or Shirley Bassey or whatever, but she mentioned a couple of people that were like only so in such a small niche of the basketball world. And I said, what happened to Brad Pitt? And she goes, oh man. She goes, we couldn't contain him. She goes, we signed Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt was the official sponsor for Breitling. She goes, and he'd show up wearing a freaking Speedmaster. Or she goes, he'd show up wearing
Brad Pitt.
He's Brad Pitt. She goes, he's wearing an AP. He's wearing a Patek. She goes, every time that guy showed up on the red carpet, he wasn't wearing Breitling. So we had to sever our contract with him.
Listen, fucking Clooney. They're lucky that he's such a speedy.
He's a speedy guy. Yeah.
Otherwise, he could wear anything because he's Clooney and he's bigger than the fucking brand.
Way bigger.
And Pitt is bigger than Breitling. I'm sorry, he's way bigger than Breitling, especially today. He can wear. He was walking around with the Vacheron, the 222.
Yeah, I know he's wearing the 222. And
gold.
She said to me, she goes to me, listen. She goes, I know we're Breitling, but we have a beautiful history too. She goes,
we have an amazing history.
She goes, how can we compete with the 222? That's what she looked at me dead in the eye. She goes,
she did.
How can we compare with the 222? And I went, oh, fuck. Brad Pitt was the wrong guy. So I sat down with her and she brought us coffee.
Did they still have Charlize Theron?
They have. That's all they have.
Oh, just Charlize.
And she's of course fantastic for gals. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But
wrong for Breitling. Because Breitling is the man's like the aviator and the.
I know.
You know, it's a muscular brand. I don't know.
They're big watches. I tried on all of them. Let me tell you, some of the most amazing clasps and bracelets I've ever seen.
My God,
and let me talk about their dial colors and the way they execute them. They're the most legible, beautiful, incredible dials.
Filming a Breitling. I don't know if you've seen my Breitling videos.
Of course, I've seen them all.
It's so fucking easy. You get in with that, with this lens, this fucker, this thing. This is one of my macro lenses, this fucker, right? And you get in with that thing on a Breitling, man, there's so much to show. I'll do that with a Panerai. There's nothing to show. I have nothing.
It's a very Spartan dial.
I can't zoom in on anything because it's not for zooming in on. A Breitling dial is like a mini city. It's a city.
There's a lot of information, especially on the Navitimer, which is crazy.
The Navi is amazing.
It's amazing.
Everyone needs a Navi.
They're beautiful. But I was looking at the execution and the manufacturing, and I was like, this shit is so beyond world class. So I sat down with her and we had a conversation, and she brought her manager down. Her name is Lauren, by the way, and she's anyone who needs or wants or is interested. You don't have to come buy a watch, but if you're interested in the history of amazing, first of all, they're the first commercially available chronograph that was ever invented, and it was a single pusher on the right hand side, and I have photographs of all that stuff.
A mono pusher, yeah.
The mono pushers, it's amazing, and they had it on. You could try it on,
right,
in that store. So she will give you that. So he sat down. And I said, listen, you guys have the wrong ambassadors. And I know a lot of people disagree with ambassadors, but you know what? George Clooney has sold a shit load of Speedmasters for Omega.
For sure.
It's just happened. And Roger
need the
Federer
right
has sold
guy.
a quadrillion Rolex for that brand. So people stop it. It's a real thing. Ambassadors are important. So you and I have discussed John Hamm being a great watch guy who wears an Apple Watch.
They
and
need John Hamm.
Get John Hamm. They need John Hamm. Breitling
needs
John
Hamm in some movie
Yep.
where he's a fucking fighter pilot or something,
Yep.
or he's a commercial pilot and he has a fucking Navi on, and then he's on all the posters. But you know what? To secure that, they need to give the guy $50 million. You know,
he wouldn't even bother. He's American Airlines. He's Mercedes-Benz. He's got big contracts. He loves watches. Obviously, we all know he wore JLC and he wore Omega and he wore Rolex and Magnum.
Yeah,
he likes watches.
He doesn't have any
affiliation. No,
affiliation.
He doesn't.
He wears whatever he wants.
He wears an Apple Watch. Every time I've ever seen John Hamm, the person, he wears that white fucking rubber strap.
IPC people with an Apple Watch, it's just
wear it at the gym. I want to see it on the treadmill.
It's a fucking television on your wrist. It's not a watch. It's just until that thing is an elegant, incredible piece. You know what they tried at first? Remember the first Apple Watch they came out with? There was a gold version. It was stupid, but there was a gold version on an Hermes strap for 17 grand. They were trying. They just got ahead of themselves. It was a failure because no one was buying that thing. And it was a chunky fucking gold, solid piece of gold with a little tiny screen. It was terrible. Until that thing is sleek and beautiful and you can wear it like you can wear that, then you know, then they could do something. But it's never. Apple Watch is always going to look like amateur. Wearing an Apple Watch or a suit is a fucking joke. It's so out of date. It goes out of date in 6 months. Rolex watches never go out of date. Beautiful watches never go out of date.
Look, I got Paul an Apple Watch, and it was 3 months later. It was what is the word Apple uses when something's no longer manageable? Obsolete. It was obsolete. And I went, wait a second, I got this because he's got a particular thing that he's got to deal with.
Listen, there's no problem. You want the utility and you want it right there in your wrist. I understand it. That's fine. But don't fucking put a suit on with that thing. Don't go to an event. Don't be on the fucking screen as a talking head with a fucking Apple Watch. It's just not. It just looks like a joke. The classic watches never go out of date. Tudor has been chasing that. I just made a video about it last week. Tudor rehashing old 6542s and so on from the 1950s.
Sure.
Because those designs will never go out of date. It's like hanging a piece of art on your wall like an old Cézanne or a Renoir. You think that went out of date? That was fucking 300 years ago. There are certain things that never go out of date. So, it's a different world.
Can I do this window? I can.
I didn't know that you did this whole.
So here you go. Ready? So here's my day with Easy Kids.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about it. How did I not know about this? I missed this.
Can I blow this up? Wish I could because this is on my iCloud.
By the way, you're Millie Wiz right there.
Yeah, I know.
Completely Wiz.
By the way, it's like, what's really crazy? It's like my wrist, like I always feel like I have a small wrist. It's like it was way big. It was bigger than his. My Milgas was a little loose on him.
Oh, he had the old Polar.
Well, he just got it though. He just got it.
No, that's the old one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the
better than I. But look what he has right here. Can I not blow? Can I?
So that's the pistachio. That's the pistachio.
Yeah, it's pistachio. Dude, it's so beautiful in real life. I tried it on. It was, oh my God. I felt such lust for that watch. It was so beautiful. So there's Easy. There he is. He's playing with my carrot. No. He said it's fine. He didn't mind at all. No, I'm not.
He's wearing polo as well. You're wearing.
He's wearing polo. I'm wearing polo, and he's got one of Carolyn Martin's pens because I was like,
oh, beautiful. Yeah.
He ordered a couple from her. That's him. He's a lovely guy. That's me and him outside of Blancpain on the streets in New York City. Outside of Breguet.
Did you go in?
We did not because it was inside a Swatch because we thought we had to. Omega, where they were total cunts. And here's some the Omega
That's a mega.
windows. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Omega. I have a video I'm not going to show you because it was bullshit. Breguet. Then we went to Glashütte. Amazing. Those watches are sick.
Are they nice? Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice. That's us hanging around. And then we got to Breitling. So, I told you we went into Vempe, and there was this Japanese girl who was absolutely friggin' smoke show. Like, you can't believe how ridiculous she was. Quentin Tarantino's dream. She was insane. And she goes to me, she goes, yours is discontinued. She goes, why don't you sell? She goes, that looks brand new box. And I said, yeah, I baby it. And then I took it off and I showed her I have tape on the clasp and I have foil on the bottom. And she
it was
goes,
never worn that much.
it's like never worn. I treat it like such a baby. And she goes, we could sell big time yellow tag or cream tag. And I said, yeah, this is never going anywhere. Are you kidding me?
Oh, she wanted to buy it.
She wanted to buy it.
Oh yeah.
I said, no, I'm going to be buried in this.
No,
or burned.
I mean, there's no reason to sell it. Unless you want to upgrade to something else.
No. Well, upgrade to what?
I mean, you might want to go for
what? Good. Throw it at me. That's the one I wanted.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
to what? There's no upgrade there.
GMT Master too.
No, Joe. I mean, like a 1974, like crazy.
The old one, no.
The old Pepsi.
Yeah, no, they won't have it. You should just buy that in the gray.
Yeah.
No. I mean, she liked it because they'll buy that.
It was a video.
Mind you, what you get with them, if you do that, you get some sort of discount and you get some sort of spend history with them.
Oh, if you sell them a watch.
Yeah, if you sell them a watch and they put it on their CPO. That's what she's talking about, the cream tag.
No, I wanted that watch for forever. And
yeah,
I have it now. It's not a concept. It does not exist in my brain. Never happening. So look at this thing. Look at how gorgeous this is. And look at this. Holy man. I wish, because this is on Safari, so I can't blow it up the way I do in the other thing. Oh, actually, I can. Sorry. Look at this. 1921. No, sorry, 1919. Chronograph with the mono pusher.
Look, even
glass.
Even back then, they were tempering the steel of the hands to blue.
Yep. Look at that.
Because that's stronger. You'll notice the screws in the movement will be blue as well. They temper.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Shit, how did I do that? Hold on. Where am I?
I had no idea you did this whole little adventure. This is fucking cool, man.
It was a really fun day. I filmed some of it, but I was like, I know I'm really bad at that shit, and I need to do a walkabout. But the other problem is I need to get like a selfie stick and do all that shit. I need to do
that, man,
because it's crap. So this was a 1923, and it's behind glass, obviously, so I can't really show it off. But it was a lady's watch, 24 millimeters, bejeweled in diamonds from 1924. It was absolutely beautiful. And there's this whole like hour-long, look at this shit. Look at this freaking crazy thing ever.
Yeah, that's beautiful, yeah.
I mean,
I like Navis. I really do.
Oh, man, they're beautiful. I mean, this is
nice
the chronomat.
Nice Navi in fucking rose gold, man.
Yeah, this is in rose gold, and this is from 1938.
That's
holy
crazy.
Shit. And you know what she said? Would you like to try it on? I said, oh, no.
No.
I'm not going to try that on. And then here's a collection of their newer watches.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Look at this. I tried them all on, and they all look good. I tried.
Did you like that strap, that bracelet?
Oh my god, it was amazing.
You loved it? Okay.
I loved it. It fit like a glove. It was. Listen. I love my Millie. You know that, but this is the best bracelet I've ever worn in my life. This
the Speedy.
Yeah, I mean this is the 1191, right? This is the most amazing thing. 19. Sorry, yours is the what do you have on yours? This is the
1450.
1450. I have the 1479. This is like, I mean, it's just the most perfect feeling bracelet ever. This thing, these bracelets fit like a glove. These are the chronomats, and the green, the dial colors were amazing. So that's a 46 on me. It's not that bad, considering I thought it was going to be horrible. That's a 46 on my wrist, my 7.25 inch wrist. I was like, you know what? I could, but I would not. I I would not do it. But look
How
at
much
the
do they
color.
want for that? 7,800.
No, it was 9.
Oh, it's 9. Yeah.
I said to them, I said, also, you guys would probably want to go down about $2,000 because I said that's a little expensive.
They never will. Breitling always.
I said it's just. I said, listen, it's not commensurate with brand appreciation. I said no one looks at you guys like your Rolex. They just don't, and they're not going to unless you change the.
They don't want to hear that, man.
But she listens.
You don't talk about but you don't talk
listens.
about other brands when you're in a brand. You don't talk about other brands. It's a rule.
I took this for you, my friend. Do you know what this is?
That is which building is that? It's on 34th.
It's on 57th Street.
Oh shit, that's way up. Is that on Madison?
57th between Madison Park.
What's that building?
It's the Four Seasons.
Oh,
and
that's
it's completely empty. It's vacant. That's the building we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. That's the Four Seasons.
Right next to Bua or whatever the fucking, not Bua, but what was that? Tao or whatever.
It's on Tao's on the backside.
Right.
So this is IM Paid Design Building, Four Seasons.
That's where everyone stayed for.
Everyone. It is completely and utterly vacant. Yeah, and that's me outside of Turnbull and Nasser because they make cunty shirts, and that's my story. That's my story for the other night. That was last week. Let
me ask you this: AP, you went to AP.
We didn't go in.
Didn't go in.
No,
what was in the window? Let me guess. Nothing.
No, they had 3 watches in the window.
In the window,
they had 3 watches in the window. You want to know what they were? Go. You'll guess them all. You'll know instantly.
All Royal Oaks. They had fucking code 1159s. One. They had the green or blue dial. The blue dial. And they had probably a couple of fucking sexy Royal Oaks and fucking rose gold or something.
One rose gold Royal Oak. That's all they had. 3 watches and a spotlights in both sides, and that's all they had.
When I was in Milan in the AP house, Elton was sitting next to me going, I'd love that fucking, he wanted a fucking ceramic blue fucking Royal Oak. And Olena was like, I can't even sell that watch. I'm not even authorized to sell that watch.
That's crazy.
I'll never get the call for that. There's no... It's just out of reach. Just forget about it, guys.
It's
crazy. Who's buying those? The money. Did you see the auction that happened today?
No.
It was a massive fucking auction, and fucking a Patek 1 of 1 went for 15 million euros, Swiss francs.
What?
Yes, the money that's out there is still crazy. There was a huge auction that happened today in Geneva. And it was like the prices were fucking for these pieces. And now Sly Stallone, did you see what he's doing?
Yeah, I saw. Why is he doing that?
I think it's stupid. He'll never get allocated a fucking Patek again.
Why did he do that? That's like the crazy chime.
He left. The chime master or whatever. Grand chime.
Yeah, the grand chime.
He left it in the plastic. He never took it out of the plastic.
You do.
Like a flipper.
Sly needs the money. I'm like, Sly does not fucking need the money.
Like a flipper.
Yeah.
What are you doing? He left it in the plastic. Flipping. That was remiss, I think.
I think it was a very big mistake, What, Ray, what are you going on about? Am I content with the Milgauss? What do you think? Please answer me. I look at these things, I'm like, would you be?
That piece I put it on for you, Ray.
I put it on for you, buddy boy. And I went out, by the way, I don't have it here, but I went out and bought that special tape. So now I have the perfect tape on my center links so they don't get fucked up. Because I was so angry.
There's a company that make the stickers.
They don't have it for this. They don't have it.
Okay. Now, these guys reached out to me. One of them reached out to me. It was a year ago at this point. And they were like, can you advertise our product? And I was like, okay, send me all your shit. Send me everything. They're like, which model? I was like, nah, send me everything, you know.
Yeah.
Send me everyone, right? From fucking the professional, right?
Yeah.
So they sent me a big bag of all the models and
Cool.
all the tape and plastic tweezers where you can put them on. And in the end, the deal went sour because they reneged on how much they were going to pay me for advertising. And it ended up in
Oh,
a
I
little spat.
vaguely
I was like,
remember
fuck you.
this.
And he turned out to be a fucking crazy guy. And I was like, oh, fuck. But I still have them all. I never touched them. I need to go through them and see if there's a Milgauss in there. If there is, I'll send it to you. But do you really need to walk around? Like, think about what Emmett said about his sub. The
Yeah,
first
okay, but
scuff is
he's
the
got a
deepest.
sub though, which is
The
like
first scuff. The first
which is
scuff is the deepest.
It's the first scuff is the deepest, baby. I know.
You're just gonna let the watch live.
I know, but you know what? He doesn't have polished center links. Can I just say that? Listen, that's a fucking seafaring fuckers watch. I should be wearing, because I'm such a rough and tumble little Irish scrappy fucker. I should be wearing a fucking sub as opposed to this, princess watch. This is it's so beautiful. That's the problem with this watch. Listen, I love the sub. This is way more beautiful. Sorry, Emmett,
The sub is a strong watch.
It's a fucking scrappy Sanders watch, right?
Yeah.
Go over there, get me a bucket of chum there, man. Right? This is like, it's so elegant. It's such a dress watch, but it's a tool watch. So I just don't want to fuck it up. I'd love the sub too, but I mean, it's so pretty. I don't want to hurt it. I feel so when I wear it, I have this on me at all times, so I can just clean it. I always go, oh, yeah, it's so pretty. Oh, look at you. It's like I treated the way I treated Laverne,
Yeah, you gotta get these little wipes. Say, close on. The wipes for glasses and lenses.
Oh, okay. Nice.
The Zeiss ones.
They're Carl Zeiss. Well, then.
Yeah, they have a little bit of alcohol on them, and they're great for shining up shiny watches.
Yeah, it looks good, especially
I've got polished center. What you see?
You do. It's fucking gold. You're wearing a freaking root beer.
I got a scratch on this fucker. Look.
Did you get a scratch on it?
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, then whatever.
Everyone, let me see if we can find it.
I'm in.
You can see it.
I mean, I do have a little bit of a slightly pornographical fetish for a GMT Master 2, but that's way too beyond my pay grade. So, like, for me, it would be, I would love a filthy, dirty old Pepsi, just like that's wrecked.
Yeah,
I would like a wrecked one. And I wouldn't fuck with it.
Then you could just wear it and love it.
I just wear it and love it and be like, yeah, this is the beast. Because Rob Delaney, the comedic actor, he's from that guy's got like a 1970 GMT Master 2. You would know better than I. When did the Master 2 start? So it was GMT. Jesus,
don't put me on the spot.
I mean, I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. We've been drinking and stuff. So when did that start? I don't know.
GMT Master 2 was 1970 something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 70, like 2 or 3 or whatever. Yeah. You guys don't know. I don't want to. I mean, shit happens. Tobes just says, I really like the new Super Dude. I tried it on. Tobe.
Which Super
Ocean, New York, and we'll go. Let's go get one of those.
The new one with the tiny hands and the
yes.
Okay, which one? Which color?
I went into AP in Vegas. They had nothing, not even. So you know what they had? A lot of attitude, bro.
Toaster went into AP.
Look, Andrew Wogovich, super chat. Canadian. Look at it's Friday night, and the super chats are shite. Yeah, Oisin, can you think of a classy way to answer a lady when she has inquiries with former girlfriends? I'm going to let you answer this because I need to pee badly.
Go for it.
So go do your thing.
She has inquiries with former girlfriends that not make me sound like in a bloody count like Normandy invasion. Classy way. Just don't talk about it. Don't talk about. Don't mention that stuff. I mean, no, there is no decent way. There's no decent. All you can say is this: I've had a lot of terrible relationships, but they all led me to you. And now that I've found you, you're the most beautiful woman in the world. That's the only smart answer you can give, whether it's true or not. Carolyn Martin, Dirk, Pepsis are garbage. Think Coke and I'll support. I'll save that for Dirk. Yeah, I don't know. This shit is crazy. Like, people need to keep it in mind how this stuff works. Imagine walking into Richard Mille and asking for a Nadal or something. Like, can I get real? Because there's so much money out there. Think about those auctions that were happening today. The money that's still going around. People think it's a recession. It's a recession for the poor. That's what it is. Not a recession for the rich. They don't feel recessions at all. Half of those fuckers make money off of recessions. Vaughn wants the Super Ocean. I like the Super Ocean. Strong watch. Gorgeous. Some beautiful ones going around. Soapster. Sly was selling off all the shit he doesn't wear, plus that crazy Patek, to make a couple of million profit. Does he really need? Can't he just do another movie? Like, I don't understand. It's very weird to me. If I were Sly, I would hold that Patek. Why sell it? Why sell it? I don't see a reason. I mean, if I owned it, I would sell it for very good reasons. Pay some bills. But Jesus Christ. Especially in the wrapper. It's fucking nuts. Andrew, I told her I had a better chance of being struck by lightning out of clear blue sky than ever meeting a woman like her. There's a great answer. Good boy. That's the way to do it. People with money always make money. Yeah, you're right, Carolyn. Yeah, they never do anything. They never buy anything. You know.
Oh my God, I left and all this. What, you guys hate me? I left and all the super chats show up. What the fuck? What did I do?
No, it's Carolyn.
Did I fart?
Carolyn said for $20. By the way, we need some gongs going on here. But
Super
Carolyn
chats,
said,
guys, come on, we're working hard here. It's all for you. And this is Friday's the big night. This pays my rent. And I don't ever beg or e-beg, but it's like I'm not working a job, my friend. So Carolyn Martin, let's give you the business ladybug.
Pepsis are garbage. Think Coke, and I'll support you.
I love the Coke too, but I mean, it's like, you know what? When those fucking dials go purple, I just get a fucking, I don't know. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not going to use the analogy, but I just go, oh, Jesus Christ. It's like when a Speedy goes chocolate. You know, when you get that dial, I mean, a tropical dial on a Speedmaster is like the most, as an older guy who's no longer interested in, you know, sexual tail or any of that shite, I see a chocolatey dial Speedy and I lose my marbles. I do.
So Andrew sent $10. What do you want to give him?
I want to give him let's give him something new. We've been everybody's obsessed with God. You know what we haven't used? Because you guys have all been really cool. We haven't used any of the nasty ones. But
no, but they're for other conversations.
I know that hasn't happened.
They're not for super chats. That's
$10. Oh, Sheen, can you think of a classy way to answer?
Yeah, I answered.
You read it. You read it already. Oh, you did. Okay, so let's give you the
nice, very nice,
lovely.
Another from Andrew. Then
Andrew,
$5. His answer. We went through it while you were peeing. But you want to give him a cowbell.
Yeah. Absolutely, nice. I do.
Nice.
No Bernstein tonight, guys. What's going on? People with money always make money. It's like, yeah, that's exactly the truth.
Yeah.
Topester says all my Rolexes are scuffed up. I wear them. Didn't really. That's a smart idea. Hitesh C wants to know. You know what it is called? You know what? I'll get it. Hold on.
I should go looking for that. I have like a bag full of replacement stickers you can stick all over your watch. Some company they wanted to promote, but then oh my God, sometimes these promoters or these brands, they don't want to promote their brand properly. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I think
It
they
is very
undervalue.
simply called Scotch transparent thin tape, and it's very thin, so it fits right. It's much thinner than the normal tape, so it fits perfectly over the center link. So I don't have to cut it or anything. I just put it on there and I'm done. Look, ta-da! You can't even tell it's on there, and it's
Wow.
beautiful and it's shiny. It's quite lovely. And it's like I don't have to go through that. And if somebody made it, I looked online, I just couldn't find anybody with the oyster clasp. I couldn't find it. Because there's so many different variations of oyster of Rolex.
Dude, there are totally places that they cover the entire thing.
I'm sure.
As I said,
are.
I have a bunch of different models. It comes on a big page and it has an illustration and a plastic tweezers. And you have to sit there for a whole afternoon carefully putting them on. I've never even tried it. I was supposed to do it and film myself doing it, but the guy I think he was going to
He was a total twat.
Yeah, he was going to pay me $3,000 or something. Then he
$3,000.
Then he pulled it back to $1,000, and I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, this was our deal." And then we got into a little spat, and he was very argumentative.
The money's on the dresser chocolate.
Argumentative number one, meet argumentative number two.
Exactly.
You picked the wrong guy.
Fuck. Yeah, the wrong dude. Travis Watts with 5 American greenbacks. Will my 1863 Sapphire sandwich eventually go tropical? Likely not. It is because the cast dies back in the 50s and 60s. It was a totally they didn't have the dyes correct, and it's a sad thing. Maybe if you left it out and leave it out on your porch for about a year, something might happen.
There are stories of guys who would leave their watches out on their roof.
I believe
to catch the sun all day long as it passes over in order to patina their watch. But I don't think I would do that. That's a lot. That's a stretch. Carla Martin's coming in hard. 50 bucks.
Jesus. Here's the girl with the wrench. She's a Patreon. She's a surrogate producer at this point. She goes, I can't have Dirk getting a real job. Isn't this my real job? I thought I always say, it's your show. I just host it. That's all it is. It's your show. I just host it. So for that, Carolyn Martin, you get this.
She is nuclear.
And when you hear that shit at the end, it's game over. But let's not forget Travis Watts. I got to give him for $5. I'm going to give you $5 is worth. That's a $2 one. I'll give you the $5 one. That's better. Rob Morrison. Oh, sorry. God, you go.
Love faded Pepsi too. Cheers, lads. He likes a faded Pepsi. Faded Pepsis are gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, can we just pull one
all
of those
pastel?
Up?
Yeah, look for one. They get it all pastel. Like the red turns to a pink, the blue turns to a purple, and it gets all sexy. I've seen so many of those. They're very nice.
Jesus time. Let me find the one that really does it for me. Oh geez, the one that does it for me is $83,000.
Yeah, well,
here's the one that does it for me, ladies and gentlemen.
GMT Master.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, not a 2.
No, that's the one that does it for me. Hold on, where am I? Over here. Oy. That does.
Super faded. Yeah.
Now, is that Bakelite?
Good question. Yeah, that's Bakelite.
Yeah, that's a 1675, which is, of course, what you want. 1965. All the patina in the world on the dial. And you know what I noticed about the Bakelite? The Bakelite always looks a little bit curved on the bezel, where it's like it almost looks like it's concave. You know what I mean?
That's how I spotted it.
Yeah, so
it's pumpkin gilt style. Oh, fuck. Corino pumpkin. Yeah, Cornino pumpkin. I mean, that's old watch lady level shit, you know.
That's old watch lady level shit is right.
Yeah.
So we love that. Robin, for you with the $20 motherfucker, here you go. This huge super chat's going to be 20 and up. Mega super chat is 50 and up. And the rest of you get triangles.
Look at this guy, Alpha Foxtrot. Is doing some crazy. He's going, keep the blue side up.
Hey, look at you, Alpha Foxtrot. Aren't you clever as fuck?
You just did a bunch of super chats back to back.
I know, but what does that mean? Keep the blue side up. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Does that mean like don't take the blue pill? Or eat the blue pill.
I don't know what he means by that. Is it
Alpha Foxtrot? Because you just did.
Is it the bezel? Keep the blue side upward on the bezel of the G&T and the red side down.
Alpha Foxtrot, you intrigue me. I'd like to know more, please.
It's very cryptic.
It's very cryptic, and for you, buddy, because that all adds up to this. Very interesting. And Rob Morrison says no aluminium.
It's an aluminium bezel. Okay.
Well, it is. No, it's not.
No, that was Bakelite, I think.
Yeah, those are Bakelite. No, I mean, anodized aluminum was the 70s, and Bakelite was before that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, are we wrong? Are we wrong, Andrew Wolkowitz, for $10? Years, lovers, glasses of wine, 3 things that should never be counted or spoken about.
Yeah.
You know what should never be spoken about is your body count before you hook up with somebody. People need to just stop.
I love those memes going around going, what's your body count? And everybody going, oh, I'm 10 and 20 and 30 and 50. And one guy going, oh my God, that's so many. I only have 2 people I've killed. There's a really funny meme of some old fat Italian guy and some influencer going, what's your body count? And the guy goes, really? You asked me that? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, 3. And he goes, wow, that's so few. And then the dude goes, hold on, what do you think I mean? And he goes, the number of people I've killed. They get it wrong. They're like, they think the body count is the number of people they've killed.
That's atrocious.
It's fucking hilarious. There's so many going around.
Andrew. So Shag Daddy, you know who that is, Patrick.
Yes.
Well, I had drinks with last week and we had a great time.
In the super chat though. The fuck is Shag Daddy? Come on, super chat, dude.
He's given us enough money.
He has. Come on, super chat, man.
In aviation, the blue side is the sky.
Yes.
Do you want to put a bullet in your brain right now for not putting that together? But I've had a couple of glasses.
Of course, but I already know that the top side.
Sure. For anybody who doesn't know, and I'm going to just say this because why not? Because I'm.
So hold on. The top side of the GMT is the dark. I have the wrong way around. Top side of the GMT. I have one right here. So the brown side is the day, and the dark side is the night because between those hours. So that's the way it works. See. Top side is black. That's the nighttime. That's 6
so is
p.m.
That, is Rolex
6 p.m.
wrong
6 a.m. No.
Because
I just don't know what they're talking about. These guys are getting cryptic. They're having a few
Also,
drinks.
we're just getting fucking pummeled with the Bakelite thing because 1675 is aluminum. But what makes it concave like that?
I don't know if you brought up a 1675
I might
on the
not
picture.
have, guys. I just assumed
You said it was a 1675.
I did. It
But
didn't
the
look
picture
like.
may not have been a
So
1675.
hold on a second. Let's
go find
so
out
we don't
which one it
sound like
was.
total charlatans. I will fucking
fix it.
this
Fix it, man. Now, 1675 is aluminum. That's for sure. We know that. Bakelite precedes that.
It is, sorry guys, it is a 6542. That's the picture that I showed you. It's not a 67. I'm the moron, and I said 1675 because I just thought it was that. It's a 6542,
which is the
so
watch.
You guys are right, and I'm a moron.
Which is the watch I featured on my recent video about Dirk.
Yeah, keep the blue side up means don't fly upside down. Of course, everybody knows that. Well, not everybody, but most people do. That was my fault, Carolyn Merriton. Sorry about that. I said 16 because that's my buzzword. I'm like 1675, 1675. John Palaio's in the house. Awesome show, fellas. John Palaio, great to see you. Look, there's an actual picture of John Palaio tonight. Usually he's not in that. Amazing.
$20. That's
$20. You are a master and right. You look great in that shot. Look at that shot. Look at that silver fox.
He's a silver fox.
He's a total silver fox.
I hope I'm a silver fox. You think I'll be a silver fox?
I mean, you know what? The only way you could be a silver fox is if you cut your mop. You got to. A silver fox never has big hair. You got to cut that shit short.
No, but some of these guys have long fucking
but that's like
hair.
It's just.
I don't want that, but
no. It's like, when's the last time you had a really short haircut?
Oh, I mean, forever.
So, like John from my band, he's still rocking the Richie Sambora look. You know, like you're very gifted because you have the thickest head of hair in the universe.
Yeah.
Now, John has got a thick head of hair. He's a Sicilian fella, but he's now starting to get the wispy rocker look. You know, like Richie Sambora looks like in current interviews. So it's like he's got to be a point where you just go high and tight, you know, and just like comb it forward and just look thick. But if you're going to go silver foxy, you got to go like kind of slightly like short, really short on the sides and a little bit of flup on the top.
I got a lot of silver coming out in my beard here.
Yeah. I mean, look at
I have a stripe.
Yeah.
I have a silver stripe somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. There it is. You can see it a little. Look. There it is.
And it's right there, right? Me too. Right here. This whole area is all silver.
So when am I going silver? How many years?
I don't know. I went silver when I was 15 years old. So
I'm fucking 50.
You're very lucky because
I'm 50.
Yeah, 50. Guys usually, if they're Irish fellas, when they're going to go silver, they go silver before they take the oath.
I don't even have the receding. I don't have any of that.
No.
There you can see some of the silver right there. Look, there it is.
Oh, yeah, you can see it big time.
Yeah. That's my stripe there. Look at that. It's cool. I like it.
Shag Daddy says you're going to be a silver lion.
Lion.
I didn't. Did I give John Palaio a big bang? Did I give him something? I don't think I did.
Let's do it.
I don't think I did. I'm going to give
$20.
you. It's $20. That's well deserving, monsieur. Nice. So Shag Daddy says you're going to be a silver lion. Carolyn Marison says women can get off your looks, it'll be okay. I don't know. I listen, as a gay dude, like I see a silver fox with a great tan and good shape. It's a great look.
Oh man, I'm so excited about getting a tan. I was out and I was walking around today. It's sunny. I can feel the sun moving in. Oh God, I love it. I don't know what it is. I'm a weird Irish man, but I love the sun. I want tan. I want to be a super tanned beast.
It's a great look, and you're in Italy. So we're watching earlier today. We're watching this guy. What's that guy's name? Carlo? He might be asleep. The new Italian cooking show guy. What's his name? Gino. So we're watching this show, Gino, right? Yeah. And it's this guy, you know, like YouTube's got a million shows. Hey, he's the mozzarella ricotta, blah, 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 blah. And this guy is very good, though. He's all walking around Napoli and stuff. And they're making fresh mozzarella. And every single guy that's got his hand in the boiling water, they're all bronzed like you've never seen. And they all have like these big hairy paws, but they're making the mozzarella that's going to be in your gullet in an hour, like these hairy guineas. And these guys are like golden gods, and they're old men with like little bits of fucking Peroni bellies.
Lean.
Yeah,
right?
they're all lean except for the old guy who's got a little bit of a beer belly because he's 75. They make it, but they're all lean and they've salt and pepper hair, and they're all bronzed like gods.
Yeah.
That's like when we move to Italy, that's what's got to happen. Because you know what'll happen the second we move to Italy is like we'll both lose. Like Paul doesn't need to lose weight, but like 20 pounds. All the fat, the extra fat will come off you because all the food is regulated and organic and natural, and you can eat all the cheese and all the bread and all that stuff because there's no American crap in it. Because Americans eat garbage.
You're gonna put on weight because we're gonna be having Spritz Select every night. We're gonna be drinking so much. You're gonna put on weight. It doesn't matter.
Andrew says Dirk yelling at Paul from the room like a wife that wants an answer yesterday.
I know. I was laughing at that.
It's no different because you know what? I don't get laid either.
I was laughing at that too, Andrew. Jesus. What's the name of the guy?
Yeah, what's the name of that guy? Shut up!
All in the next room.
I'm watching my stories.
Fucking job over there. That's beautiful.
It's funny shit.
You know what? I missed you guys because in my head, you guys are already here. So I was doing my laundry the other day. I do my laundry in the house because I have washer and all that stuff.
You have laundry in the apartment?
No, I mean I do it in the house. I have all the stuff here in the house, so I can hang the stuff out and dry it and so on. Oh. But if I need to do like a duvet or heavy big stuff, I bring it to a laundromat, like a big where they have the big machines, 24-hour.
I'm not trying to dox you in any way, but is that far away or is it nearby?
There was one across on Giudecca that closed, and now the next one is in Santa Croce. I know there's two. There's one there, and there's one in Formosa. No, there's one in Formosa. I went to that one the other day. In fairness,
what's the story with your? Could you talk to your landlord about getting a washer and dryer in the joint? But by the way, in case anybody wants to know, American washers and dryers are far fucking superior to anything that you little European cunts have, because it takes 8 hours to dry anything in any dryer made in Europe. And it's the most absurd thing ever. In America, you pop it in the dryer and it's done in 15 fucking minutes because we destroy the planet by using all of its resources.
Okay, listen. I have a great washer here. I don't have a dryer. I do it traditional style in the house. Yeah. And I have a thing that I hang out outside the window, like old Naples style, which I love. I love hanging my shit out old Naples style. I love it.
So does Paul. He wants to be an old washer.
When you have a duvet or a comforter or a pillow top from a bed that is enormous, that takes an enormous fucking black plastic bag to wrap up, my washer can't deal with that. This is fucking huge. So I bring it to a laundromat that's like you pay, then you get the tokens. And they have a huge 50-gallon thing, right? So I was doing that the other day on my whole bed, just like to fucking clean that entire thing, right? Something you do every few months, not every week, right?
No, duvet.
So I went by with all this heavy stuff, and I load the stuff up, and it's 40 minutes, and I go for a stroll, and I sit down and I do a little cicchetti in Campo San Formosa, and it's fucking great in this great cicchetti places. Everybody's sitting. I got stock.
Cicchetti is like little afternoon snacks, gang.
Yeah, it's like tapas or whatever,
like a
and I light up a fucking one of my little cohibos here, and I get myself a select while I'm waiting. I'm talking to my daughter because her camera died, and I have to buy her a new camera, and her birthday's coming up and stuff. So I'm talking to her about what she needs, and I was sitting there. I got stopped. So a few people. It's getting weird now. It's getting fucking weird. Because I guess the channel's getting bigger, so people are coming over and they want to take a photo or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, I missed you guys because I was like, this is perfect. This is like early evening. We're like washing our laundry and having our. I was like, where's
nice.
Paul and Dirk? Where are they now? That was my feeling, dude.
Oh.
I was like. Where are they right now? So we can just all have a smoke
in court with fucking cunts.
Yeah,
not enjoying the Dolce Vita. Us too.
It's like early.
Imagine
evening.
if we were down the street again, it would be just like old times, except Italian style.
Right.
You'd be like, Spritzolette. I'd be like, yeah, see. Perfetto.
Yeah, it's like,
grazie.
Watch my drinks. I'm gonna go put them in the dryer.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
I'll
in
be
a
like,
second.
oh yeah. I'm gonna go get some cicchetti. Could you just do me a favor and hang that on the line? Sure.
Yeah. You want another one? Yeah, sure. I'll be back in a second. I just gotta transfer the stuff to the dryer.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny though. Like when we were staying in the apartment across from your old apartment, the one that you got us, like in that beautiful loft space, Shay, my niece, who's fucking amazing. She goes and she put something in there. Like 3 hours later, it was wet.
No, no, that's not the right representation of the stuff because that fucking apartment had a problem with the washer and dryer. That was a mess.
Oh, it did it.
Place.
Oh, I didn't know.
That was a fucking mess. That was just that was the issue.
Why is it still wet?
Yeah, because it's not.
That apartment though was I would kill to live in that apartment. It was a smoke show, and a bedroom downstairs and like 2 lofts. It was sexy as
gorgeous.
F. Yeah, it was.
No, it was gorgeous, but those machines weren't right. But
because they do the combos there. They like the washer dryer combos
in the combo, yeah. Whereas in America, you have one over the other, which is great too.
Yeah.
Now we have all that stuff. You just like when it's big, heavy shit, you want to bring it to one of those big fucking things. You put the coins in.
Oh man, I go to fucking Vernon. You know that laundromat.
Yeah. Those big monsters. Then
I put a duvet in there with like a giant, quilt in it, and it's done in literally 25 minutes. It's finished. It's amazing. I did all of those.
Now that the good weather is coming in, I'll wash my stuff because I have my washer here. It's fucking great. And then I'll just hang it out on the line. And the sun, if I do it at night, I'll do it late at night because I'm a fucking spider, lives in the middle of the night, right?
He was texting me at his time, 5 a.m.
Right. And I'll fucking hang that shit out. And by the time I wake up, that shit is bone dry because the fucking Italian sun is beating down on it all morning. And it's like it's a crisp. It's just like, there's no problem with hanging out stuff on the line here.
Carolyn Martin says, I can't wait to visit Italy. Am I completely unaware that you're going to Italy in 2 months?
She's coming over, yeah.
Did you guys talk about this already?
Yeah.
I talk to her kind of on the daily, and I'm a little...
I have to get her an Airbnb for her son.
Is she coming to Venice?
Yeah, they're going to come over here, yeah.
Carolyn? Like, seriously, what the
it's going to be great. It's going to be
She said 0 to me about that. Like, didn't you think it would be cool to say, hey, I'm thinking about visiting Oisin in Venice? I'd be like, okay, I'll be there.
There you go. Sync it up.
What's going on with you? Do you want Oisin all to yourself? Is that what's happening?
That's what she wants.
Oh,
we're secret lovers. Secret lovers.
Are you guys secret lovers? Let's start a rumor.
Yeah.
Let's start a rumor. It's funny stuff. Anyway, guys, we are now 3 hours and 8 minutes into the show, so it's probably Dirk feels like he just found that he's been cheated on. You know what? I'm not precious about anything. You know, listen, I'm not enough for any one person. So if you want to cheat on me, knock yourself out. Just make sure it's worth it. Make sure it's John Hamm. Make sure it's Charlize Theron. Make sure it's like somebody who's such a ridiculous smoke show. You know why? Because I'm a way better cook.
That's more important.
And that's all I have to say. Now she's like, oh, Dirk, join us. I'm not joining you now. You guys obviously are secret lovers and you wanted to keep it private, and that's whatever. But are you kidding me? I'm looking for any excuse in the entire world to be in Italy, and that would be it. To hang out with you two? Fuck that. It'd be amazing. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, gang, I think that's we're under 100. We've wrung you dry, right?
Yes, that's right.
Thank you, dearest. Thank you, Sheen. Oh, Carolyn Martin's coming in with a $4.99. Okay, I'll get Paul and you tickets. Let's do it. Don't feel guilted into it right now. Listen, Carolyn Martin, I want you to let you know that I've flown first class my entire life because my dad worked for American, and now that he's dead, I have to fly coach. If you're going to buy us tickets, it has to be first class, and it's got to be on whatever. Andrew Olkowitz, keep the show going, dude. I drank a bottle of wine.
Did you already finish the bottle?
Well, I gave Paul a giant glass, and obviously he's not responding to me anymore. So
he had a few sips and fell asleep.
He drank a glass of wine. And he's probably done because he had a long day too.
Good for him.
That's fine. Though I would, Carolyn Martin, love to get on a flight with you. Thank you, Andrew, so much. Canadian $12. Keep the show. You're very sweet. Let's keep it on for 5 minutes.
I'll show the crowd my
yeah, please do. You know, I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I drank.
That's okay, man. So these are the I need to mute him, do I? You mic, okay. Ashtrays. So you put your nice cigar right there. Boom, like that. Whoops. And and you put your whiskey glass on the other part. One solid piece of Macedonian walnut. No gluing. Fucking beautiful. What's wrong with my camera right now? Killed it. Woke up again. So yes, these are piece uniques. All of them are different. Look at the width difference between them. They're all individually handcrafted, solid pieces of walnut. Beautiful. And of course, my wallets. Hand-stitched, handmade, Tuscan leather. Gorgeous, right? Lovely wallets. They hold 4 credit cards and cash. Need to reverse everything. Lovely, right? Sure, I think I like this one more now. Fuck. I'm keeping this one for me. So there you go. PayPal is where you need to go if you want one. It's great to have some merch. Although I think we need eyebashers, t-shirts, and caps, mugs. Man, it's late. Fucking after 3. Oh boy. Probably hit the hay after this.
Maybe you won't, because you know what Paul just said to me?
What?
Paul just said to me, can I have another glass of wine?
Oh, you gotta open the bottle. It's only 9 for you. 3 for me.
No, but I got up at like fucking 6 o'clock. You know what's really crazy is like this morning at like 7.
I have a call from Ray.
You have a call?
He called me.
Ray, are you a little
No, he knows I'm online, but he still called me.
Why is he calling you? Ray, what is
Maybe it
wrong
was
with you?
my mistake. It's okay.
How about this? Do you know about this, Shane? You might not. Look at
What?
that. Do you know if this is true? Okay, give me 2 minutes.
Oh, Sam Asher done.
Yeah, they're done. They're closing.
Oh, what a shame.
Isn't that a shame? I was talking about it the other night. I said, the place of Pino's that I met Easy E in, which was on 48th Street. You would not recognize 48th Street in any capacity because there's not a single solitary remnant of any of your history there. And I was talking to the crowd and I said, you know what? When Dave Evans was like 18 years old, he went to 48th Street and he bought a very strange guitar. And it was a Gibson Explorer. And he brought it home to Ireland. And he showed it to his mates. And they were in this band together. And they were like, you can't play that thing. It's so fucking stupid. And that is the famous guitar that the Edge plays in U2. Because that was the place where you went to buy guitars. And
So Caroline's asking for prices for the stuff.
For what stuff? Oh,
I was just showing my stuff. Sorry, Caroline, you're right. 300 euros for the handmade, hand sanded, one piece of walnut, nothing glued, nothing, just one piece carved out ashtray. And 250 for the wallet. 250 euros for the finest, perfectly handcrafted, hand-stitched leather, Tuscan leather, Italian leather wallet. It's like my favorite wallet now.
I mean, that thing is sick.
Isn't it beautiful? It's so gorgeous.
I've had the same wallet ready for this. I've had the same wallet for about 35 years.
That's your wallet?
That's my wallet that I've had.
I need to send you one of that's a mess, dude.
No, but dude, I've had it for so long, so that's fine.
Okay.
But this is my Perry Ellis wallet that I've had since I was 25 years old. And it's just, I don't know, it was given to me by Paul's dad and his stepmom.
Okay,
and
so yeah.
I mean, it's just it's a wallet I've had forever and ever and ever.
I like this.
So merch folks, go grab a wallet while you can.
I think they're already all sold. Probably.
But they're sold out immediately.
I think so. I haven't checked my PayPal, but they're probably
Carolyn Barnes says, Dirk, go get lucky. Lucky with what? You know what lucky is in my house? Orchiette with broccoli rabe. That's lucky.
A nice meal.
That's what's lucky. Great bottle of wine and some amazing food. And that's lucky. And you know what? Listen, and that's all that should be lucky. Because at this point in the game, listen, didn't we already bang everybody? Didn't we already do that? Didn't we have all that stuff? That's for young people. I always feel at this point in the game. You know what? A great conversation, a great meal, a great glass of wine, a great piazza environment. That's all I want out of life. I just want to sit in a piazza and stare at people, drink a glass of wine, and just say,
You should be having spritz and chiquetti with me while I go change
your
stuff from the washer to the dryer.
Yeah, but see, that to me sounds fantastic. Like those little things, we forget about how the little things are so great.
I don't know if you looked at my Instagram, but I had photos of my view. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Pull it up. Pull it up. Oh my God, this seltzer is so cold.
It's good.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing. If you go to Italy and you have a double espresso, they give you a cold glass of water to go with it, which is amazing. Think of that. It's incredible. In New York, you get charged $6. Yeah, well. Yeah,
there's Campo San Formosa.
Uh,
So I sat at a place right there just while I was waiting. This was right by the laundromat, and somebody had their washing out. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that crazy arch there. Right down below there.
What is that? It looks like a flying buttress.
I know. It's like a flying buttress. Very good. Not many people know what a flying buttress is.
Yeah, well, Gothic architecture, baby.
Yeah, you know, Gothic.
Sick, sexy.
Notre Dame.
Sexy as
Uh,
fuck. Is there
yeah.
anything sexier than a flying buttress? No.
And this is a gorgeous laneway. And right down below those two windows is my laundromat there. I was just waiting for stuff to fucking dry. So I'm just standing there smoking a cigar while I'm waiting. And then I take the bus home.
That's the best. That's the Doge's Palace, people.
Yeah, that was the view from where I grabbed the bus to just drag my bags home. So that was my laundry day.
Oh, the drudgery of it all.
Oh, I know. Isn't it awful?
It's so terrible. That's so terrible. And meanwhile, people don't even realize that you go into the Doge's Palace and like the art that's in there is mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's mind-boggling what goes on in there. Look at this. Carolyn Martin says, Heaven, Oisin. I can't. Where's my mouse? Why are you not working right now? Where is it? Heaven. Oisin lives in heaven. Yeah, he does. I mean, every single time I've ever stepped foot in that town, I always go, oh my God.
It's not by accident, guys. It's by choice.
It's not by accident. It's not.
It's by choice. Rob Morrison.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
5 years away from being Sean's friend, Franco Mazzetti. Oh, yes. The style guy, slightly chubbier version. Took me 30 minutes to remember his name.
Yeah, he's a ride.
Franco Mazzetti. Yeah, cool.
Let's give you a little bit of cowbell for that. Thank you, Rob.
Late here.
Yeah, it's late. You want to go to bed?
Yeah.
Go to bed, kiddo. Guys, thank you so much. We have a shitload of people to thank for tonight. Let's thank Andrew and Carolyn, Nathaniel and Dean and Andrew again, and Des Farrell and John and Alain. And oh my God, look at you, Sean Pashar, CW Watch Enthusiast, Des Farrell, Alain Gilbert. Daniel Gutierrez is here. Andrew, Dean, Des Farrell again. Dean again. You guys are on fire. Des again. Andrew Wolkovich again. Carolyn Martin, the girl with the wrench. Andrew Wolkovich, Travis Watts, Carolyn Markin, the girl with the gigantic $50 wrench. Rob Morrison with a giant $20 wrench. Alpha Foxtrot, you were on fire tonight. Thank you so much, Alpha Foxtrot. I haven't seen you before in the chats, and welcome. Thank you so much. Andrew Wolkovich, John Puleyo, Carolyn Martin again, Andrew Wolkovich, Rob Morrison. Thank you all so much. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of the Patreon. Thank you for patronizing Oisin O'Malley's channel and Dirk Weekdays. We are so incredibly indebted and grateful to you for all that you do for us. This is not just a fun thing. It's a job and it's a vocation. We love bringing it to you every single week. And yeah, so let's see. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember at the end of the day, my dear friends, that sometimes you come across a person who's not being very nice to you. They may be having a bad day. They may be a special person. And you know what? At the end of the day, you give them enough rope and you find out that they're just